Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a hopefully accident-free episode of Monster Party.
Monster Party! Whoops! Whoa! Oh, man! Accident pro.
Man.
I tell ya.
So, folks, before we continue,
Who are you, sir?
I am Matt Weinhold.
I am Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James Gonis.
Okay, we got that out of the way. Before we continue, I would like to just tip you to the fact that we had a little accident before we started.
A little.
Yeah, I spilled a drink.
No we.
No we. It was all my fault. I spilled my drink all over our soundboard.
It was just out of enthusiasm.
Yeah, I was so excited about this episode.
We were right in the middle, and then it was like chaos. Fire,
Yeah,
smoke.
luckily, no one was killed or electrocuted because the thing was still on.
Right.
But then all of a sudden it went.
We recorded some stuff.
We recorded some stuff. We'll throw whatever's usable on.
So you can hear the
Yeah,
actual.
it's like the last
accident.
moments of the Titanic.
It's like the black box.
Yeah,
of
right.
Monster Party.
Exactly, the last real episode. But
We're up
anyway,
and running
But
now.
now we're up and running. We've got our backup recorder that could be maybe our new recorder.
Backup
Who knows?
systems.
Never know. This is
But
the
it
way to
seems
break
to
it
be
in.
working okay,
Right.
and we'll see if that is true. However, we must go on with our show.
Yes, because the show must go on.
The show must go on.
right, yeah.
And we
Showtime.
have a very special show.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. This is a return to a topic that we have done before.
We love.
We love this one. This came from the twisted mind of SHAWN Sheridan.
It did.
Like all good things.
No, all
right.
twisted things.
And we did a show called The Mad Movie SmackDown,
The Mad Movie SmackDown.
which was followed by Revenge of the Mad Movie SmackDown.
Revenge
Right.
of the Mad Movie SmackDown.
What we have for you today, tonight, whenever you're listening to this,
Tonight,
is The Mad Movie SmackDown Walks Among Us.
the Mad Movie SmackDown walks among us. And we're excited because we love doing this. It's so much
We do.
fun.
What is this actual little procedure we do here?
Well, Shawn invented this game where we get a bunch of science fiction, horror, fantasy reference books.
Guidebooks that we love.
Guidebooks.
You remember books out there?
Remember
Come
books?
on.
Yeah.
Paper. Oh, the smell of paper. It takes me back to a simpler time.
Yeah, you remember these that came out back in the 70s
Yeah.
and 80s?
Yeah.
And what we do is we pass them around. Each person can choose whichever book they want. They flip through the pages and just randomly put their finger on a title.
Like in Conquest of the Planet of the Apes
Exactly.
with Caesar.
And he picked his
Exactly
name.
like
That's
this.
right. That's
He's
right.
a very good eye, that ape. To pick Caesar. Just,
Caesar, a king.
Yeah. But so we pick our title, we read the blurb, we describe the film, and then we talk about it. Is it any good? Have we seen it? Has anyone seen it?
Sometimes they're
Does it?
familiar. Sometimes you're like, what is this movie?
A lot of times they're films that we've never heard of.
Right,
Well,
right.
you know.
50-50?
Yeah, it's-
I think there's usually
Yeah.
one or
50-50.
two of us, who've seen it. Come on.
Okay, I'm
We'll
trying to
see.
make it exciting.
It is exciting.
No, it's all stuff we've all
No.
talked about
But
before.
Matt, how can we do this show?
Well, our first Mad Movie SmackDown
That's right.
featured an up-and-coming talent by the name of Ken Daly.
Ken Daly.
Ken
I
Daly
remember him.
is an actor. He's a writer. He's a
Renaissance
director.
man.
He's a musician. He's a fabulous singer. And he's a ladies' man.
And he brought Chicken McNuggets. He introduced Chicken
He
McNuggets
did.
to the world.
That is true. And he is
You're welcome.
he is a friend of Monster Party. And so we did the second one. We had it with Rick Overton, also a lovely
Right.
person, friend of the show. But we decided to go back to our roots.
Because it's just like Planet of the Apes. It's like when Ryan McDowell was in Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
But he wasn't in Beneath the Planet of the
Who
Apes.
was the guy in
But he
Beneath?
came back for Escape from the Planet of the
I
Apes.
can't remember his name.
Yeah,
Another
nobody
guy.
remembers the guy's name. So this is
Another
like
guy.
So Ken is like our Roddy McDowell.
He is.
So let's welcome Ken Daly to the show.
Movie SmackDown.
Movie SmackDown walks among us.
I'm not going to do any toasting.
not touch
I'm
drink.
not going to touch a glass ever again.
Well, Ken,
my
thanks for
God.
being with us.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
welcome.
have
Happy
you.
to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. But I want to jump into this.
Yeah,
I
Let's
want,
jump
let's
in.
grab
I think Ken should start.
Yeah.
so you have a
Grab a
select-
book.
Randomly pick the book.
Ooh,
Oh, my.
So, we don't
So
know
Ken,
what kind
for our
of-
listeners, he's
This-
leaning over,
this is
and
scaring
he's-
me.
and he's not even looking at the books. He's
You have to
grabbing
tell
the
us, though,
book,
when you
Wow.
pick it. What it
and he
is.
picked. No, okay.
He's not going to tell us.
Now, why did you pick this one? Just the feel of it?
It's because it was what my hand went to.
Oh.
Okay, and he just flipped through the pages and picked a movie. What is it?
Berserker, 1987.
Berserker. You know that one?
No.
I have no
Hey, guess what,
idea.
Larry?
Yeah.
I've not heard of this movie.
There's
directed by Jeff Richard.
Okay.
That guy.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, he's good.
Uh,
What do we got? What is
want
it
me to
about?
Tell you what's in
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
just give us a
According to
little
this
brief.
low-budget regional horror,
Regional. Oh, that's always good.
Berserkers were psycho Viking shock troops who wore bear snouts, cannibalized their enemies, and generally behaved in a manner so unsocial that their own superiors kept them locked in cages between battles. Several centuries later, in the woods of northern Wisconsin,
That's where they went to retire.
one such titular terror is still alive and sick.
And sick.
Still alive and sick and scouring the area in search of errant campers dumb enough to wander onto his turf.
Oh, so it's kind of like a slashy film a little bit.
I guess.
But
And
so it's unclear though whether he is like the last in a line.
I think he is the one of the remaining berserkers.
Okay.
wow.
You know,
So
they-
it's not like Iceman or anything like that.
right. It's like a monster.
No, I think
Yeah.
he's just
That's interesting.
survived.
Yeah, that's one I've heard about, never seen.
He was locked in several centuries later. One is still alive. He just is alive.
Wow.
He's still alive, just walking around
whatever
Wisconsin.
Enter a half dozen dumb enough team campers, and you can fill in the blanks from there.
Must I? I'd rather watch it.
Wow.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, that sounds great.
Here's the review. It sounds really good. Berserker proceeds utterly sans surprises, supplying nothing in the way of suspense, scares, or humor.
Wow.
Wow.
This belongs
skip
in our
that one.
turkey.
Yeah. Really.
And by the way, which book did you
Yes.
get this from?
That was the Phantom's Ultimate Video Guide.
Oh.
Phantom of the movie.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a good
there you
one.
go. All right.
That's a
All
good
right.
one. Wow.
I have to tell you, I'm not familiar with Berserker.
I don't think any of us are.
I can't say that review makes me want to see it, though.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Regional.
Well, you know, in Nightbreed,
Yes.
Clive Barker had berserkers in that. Remember, like they let the berserkers loose out of the cage and went crazy. So I like
Maybe
the-
one of them
Yeah.
ran out of that movie
went to
into his
Wisconsin.
own. Yeah.
Guy's got to work. Berserker's got to work.
True.
All right. Well, that was good, Sean. You wanna pick one of the book?
Ken, hand me that top one, which is the horror films of the 1970s. I
Okay.
love that decade. All right, here we go.
I was alive then.
I'm flipping,
He's flipping.
Flippity flip.
and I came to Stanley.
You were cheating.
No, I wasn't.
You know you want to go to
I
Stanley.
love Stanley. Stanley is.
Do you?
I do like that film. Yeah. I
You-
mean, it's not. It's It's not,
You know, that was one where I would see the commercials for it running in the daytime, and you go like, and because like any horror movie as a kid, I wanted to go see. It's like, ooh, it's like Willard, but he has a snake, and
It's
he's
with
got a
snakes.
trained
Right.
rattlesnake.
Oh,
That's
right.
awesome.
Yes.
And I watched this thing recently, and oh my god, it's bad.
There's a good
it's-
goofy poster too.
yeah.
The poster's great.
Yeah.
It's basically it's like this kind of moody loner Native American. He's like a Vietnam veteran, and he lives out in the Everglades or something.
Of
and he has-
Wisconsin.
yeah, and he has tons of pet snakes, and various people bully him and do various things to piss him
Do him
off.
wrong.
So he sets his
Get 'em, snake!
Yeah, he sets the snakes on him. I mean, it's not a great film, but I don't know.
It's not a great film.
William
You should just
Graffet
stop right there.
directed
It's
it.
not
Yeah.
a great film.
Is it at
but-
all similar to?
It would be
No,
a good,
now
double-
that
it'd
is-
be a good double
that's a
feature.
good
with
one.
that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it should be
sure.
the second
Get
feature.
all the
Yeah,
snakes in
sure. But yeah, there we go, Stanley.
Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley.
You know, it's funny. That kind of reminds me a little bit. I was working on a film at AFI, and there was a scene that required we needed some bugs or some flies. And so I actually got the job of going to the bug reptile guy to get the flies. And so I had to go way out, it's like the outskirts of Los Angeles to meet this guy.
You
and,
Stroth?
Yeah, yeah. And the weird thing was,
We heard you was coming.
So, the life of a fly isn't very long.
No.
And so what he would do is he would take flies and cut their wings and then glue them back on so they don't fly away. They just kind of crawl and stuff.
Why would he glue them back on?
Well, because if you got a close-up of a fly crawling over someone's hand, which is what we needed in the scene.
How do you even do that?
Well, let me very
Lot
small
of free
scissors.
time.
And yet, and no, guys, you have to. So I go.
Do you go into like
I go
Hobby
to,
Lobby and where are your fly scissors?
I go to this guy's house and he takes me to the back where he had this huge garage, and I thought of Silence of the Lambs and stuff. It was really kind of creepy. And the way he talked, and the way he talked, he goes, "Hi, how are you?" He was like this, and he looked kind.
It's Renfield.
You ever hear a fly scream?
He was a little smelly, whatnot. But okay, all right. And then we go.
Smelly?
He was a little smelly. He hadn't bathed in a while, and he takes me out to his massive garage, which had shelves and shelves of insects and reptiles and snakes, and he started to talk about these flies and these snakes like they were his children almost, and it was the weirdest thing. And I go,
was his name Stanley?
I just need to go. Can I get my flies? And he goes, oh yeah, but let me tell you about these flies. Here's the flies. And he was going through all the details.
Getting a little Peter Lorre.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it was interesting.
There was a thing I worked on that had flies, and the guy had rotten liver to breed the maggots in.
Right.
Oh my God.
That's where I thought you were going with this. Is that
Fucking disgusting.
Well,
it stank and it was full of maggots.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing.
And then he just put it in the bottom of a bucket and put a top on it.
Well, look, I didn't get the whole detail as to here's how the fly. I mean, he just showed. I mean, the whole place was really weird.
I bet.
And if you see a big hook hanging.
What's the best?
I'm like looking around, making sure no one's coming out of a door or something.
What's the best glue to reattach a fly's wing?
I don't know, Matt. I didn't ask that question.
Useless.
He gave me. We had to pay good money for these flies. These flies
removed and reattached.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, for the scene, the flies did what they were supposed to do. They crawled over this guy's hand.
There's no laws against hurting flies, I guess.
The weird thing is,
unless you're Anthony Perkins.
No, but you brought up something I totally forgot. Normally when you see a movie, it says no animals were hurt. And then you wonder, what did we do with the flies at the end of the show? Now I don't remember. We released them out in the wild? Those flies can't live. It's not like they're gonna fly away. They
gotta walk home.
Anyway, here, why don't you give me one of those books over there? Give me that red book. What's that red one there? What's that one?
Horror films of the
horror
80s.
Horror films of the 80s. All right. So I am opening the book. I'm like Caesar. I'm opening it up, and The Prowler.
The Prowler.
The Prowler.
That's a great one.
Slasher classic.
Yeah.
Well,
Slasher
in 1945, a jilted soldier returns to Avalon Bay on the night of the college graduation dance and vengefully sticks a pitchfork through his former girlfriend and her new
Hilarity
beau.
ensues.
Right.
It goes into more details. Then 35 years later in Wisconsin. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that. So I tell you, this is a slasher film.
Yeah,
I'm not. So you're familiar with
It's
this?
one of the better 80s
Halloween.
slashers.
Yeah.
Very effective. I think it's Tom Savini.
Yes, yeah.
Gore effects.
Kind of
really good.
Some of his best work, right?
Yeah. It's a good
For a
one.
slasher
What
movie.
does Prowler look like?
He wears I think it's a miner's helmet or something. That's his mask. Kind of like
Valentine's Day?
Valentine, my Bloody Valentine.
Valentine.
Different kind of different version, right?
Yeah, some kind of like mask. Yeah, but no, but it's pretty good though.
We love it.
I think it was also known as Rosemary's Killer.
You know,
that was
funny.
the alternate title for it. I'm glad they changed it.
Terrible title.
The Prowler, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Prowler. Okay, would you,
it's like
Sean? Would you recommend this one?
Yeah,
because
if you're a slasher fan, it's a quintessential 80s
Yeah,
slasher.
I would. I haven't seen it in ages.
Yeah,
I know I have it on video somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
I remember enjoying it.
Was this one that Ronnie Angel, who was our guest on
I'm
our show,
sure he
was
talked about
Mr.
it.
He
It has
recommended this, didn't he?
Very effective kill scenes. Gore
Yes,
scenes.
now I
Really good.
remember. It was Ronnie who recommended
I must
this
have
to us.
seen this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Okay,
Tom
The
Savini,
Prowler.
excited.
Okay,
It's
I'm-
no
again-
berserker, but it's
No
What
berserker,
is?
no.
Again, well, out of the three films, I've seen one of them. So
Okay.
all
There
right,
you go.
all right. So James,
We're gonna have to
James,
change
go.
that.
Matt, will you hand me the book at the bottom there? Right on the left side. Yeah.
On the left middle side.
Your other left, idiot.
All right.
Boob.
The
Which book
Encyclopedia
is
of
that?
Horror Movies.
The Encyclopedia of
we,
Horror
we
Movies.
should be saying who wrote these books, too,
Yeah, Phil
actually.
Hardy,
Right, okay.
indispensable, wonderful.
That's a
He
great
didn't even
book.
have to look. He knew.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is a great book.
He also did one on sci-fi, which is great.
Cool.
Here
So
we go.
James
Here we
is
go.
paging
This is
through.
1972,
Good year.
The Legend of Boggy Creek.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
I remember the commercials.
No, and I remember being disappointed.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah, it's sort of
Yeah.
kiddie. It's a little bit kiddie.
No,
A little bit,
It
but
was,
it's...
I like the poster. That's it.
Yeah.
but it wasn't. It's
And the
kind of
commercial.
like the whole
Yeah.
Bigfoot thing, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
you thought it was going to be a kick-ass Bigfoot attacks movie, and it's not.
It's more like
so
a documentary
not. Yeah.
style to it,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
it was
so
very...
There's a scene in the commercial with a guy on a toilet and window breaking.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
all
my,
I remember.
my worst nightmare.
it was a big hit, though, at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big hit?
It
Yeah,
was.
And
it was.
really-
They played at the
Yeah,
drive-in.
That's funny. I don't remember
Sun
that.
International or one of those.
It wasn't Sun International, but
Pierce Ledwell Productions, and the blurb says, "This is a true story," quote unquote. And the pity of it is that it could have been a fascinating documentary about the Fook monster,
Right.
Since it uses the laconically drawling inhabitants of Fook, Arkansas, population
Oh, I
350.
thought it was Folk Monster.
Might
actually
be
Fook.
Folk. Well, I don't know. It's
Well, if it's Fook, Arkansas.
F-O-U-K-E.
no, I think it's
Oh.
Fook. Yeah.
No, I
yeah.
thought like F-O-L-K.
Oh,
like a
right,
folk
Oh, right.
legend.
No, right.
to recount sightings of the three-toed gorilla-like giant, hopefully identified as a Sasquatch. Veracity, however, isn't the strong suit of this director. Sort of a perennial home movie maker who turned directly to schlock with The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Which is actually a pretty good movie, actually.
That's better than this one. Let's just say.
But this film was a hit because it was a time of Bigfoot fever
Yeah.
and
Yes.
In search
there's-
of and-
in search of all
Right.
that stuff.
72 is right.
I
there,
mean,
yeah.
For little kids, it because it had that super low budget
Yeah.
documentary feel. It is kind of effective. I mean, it's not an all out monster
No.
bash if you're wanting that, but it has effective moments.
I mean, didn't we when we were all kids? Didn't we all Bigfoot? Man, it's only a matter of
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
It was
they find
Bigfoot and CBs. Although,
And Loch Ness Monster.
Did anyone ever do a CB horror film?
CB?
Citizens
CB
Band
Radio.
Oh,
Like
CB.
truckers?
Oh, yeah.
so there was
Breaker,
a horror
Breaker.
film. There was like Breaker.
I'm just
there was,
saying.
but yeah, you're
Convoy.
right. Like
It's about
Convoy.
time.
like a crazed CB radio.
It's
trucker.
only 40, 50
Yeah.
years later.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny though that
Slasher
that was even a
CB
thing?
radio.
Like the
Yeah.
CB
CB?
radio.
Oh, yeah.
It's the biggest.
That
thing.
was
And
like,
phone
let's talk
freaking.
to truckers.
You know about phone
Ooh.
freaking?
What's that? What?
Phone freaking.
What was that?
What
It
is
was
that?
a thing where people would like do something with their phone and they would talk during the dial tone, and all these people would talk at the same time. It was like a party line.
No.
Really? I don't remember
And,
that.
and there was all these things with weird dialers that would send tone. It was all kind
Phone
of crazy.
freaking?
Weird.
Wow.
Phone freaking.
This was
big
back
in the 70s.
I never heard of that.
Yeah.
I want to go back in
Wow.
time and hang with you.
Weird.
Yeah, it's all phone freaking and CDs.
Bigfoot.
All right,
Yeah.
Matt. Why don't you throw a book there?
Well, I am going to go to an old favorite.
oh.
It is John Stanley's Revenge of the Creature Features Movie Guide.
All right.
This is the third revised edition. I know that there were subsequent editions.
Right.
But this one I like because John Stanley, as much as we are fond of
I
him,
love him. Yep.
he seems to hate everything.
Or he
Oh,
does
it's that
reviews of movies that he'd never actually watched.
Yeah.
I'd love to get him on the show, but
remember
for listeners, no, he was a great guy. For listeners, if you listen to our past shows, it seems like every review that we picked that John Stanley did, he hated the movie. And we're like, come on, really?
And by the way, John Stanley was the second host of Creature Features, which was the horror movie show that Larry and I watched in the Bay Area and were very fond of. Bob Wilkins was the first host. John Stanley came in when Bob Wilkins stepped down, but John Stanley was actually more of a film buff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he actually knew, historically had a better knowledge of stuff.
And in fact, Bob Wilkins would often go to John Stanley to get information about films because John Stanley apparently loved genre stuff.
No, and-
but when you read this book and you read some of the entries, it's like, do you really like this stuff? 'Cause
No,
I'm not quite so sure.
I believe he does.
You know, he wrote and directed a film in the 70s, which I've never seen, but called Nightmare in Blood. It was
Oh,
like
yeah,
kind of
that's
a
right.
slightly satirical. It takes place. It's like a real vampire loose at like a horror convention or something.
You brought that
Wow.
up once
yeah,
before,
I've never
and
seen it.
I've never
And
seen
heard,
it.
I have
either.
heard good and bad things about it, but I'm curious to see it.
Is it? It's no Milpitas monster.
Probably not.
Well,
what,
John-
what is?
Well,
Let's go.
John, if you're listening, we want to have you on the show.
yeah,
we would,
yeah.
yes.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. Wow. Good page flipping.
Dr. X.
Oh.
First national horror thriller.
Humphrey Bogart.
Directed by
Yeah.
Michael Curtiz. That's right. This
yeah,
is not
yeah.
the one with Bogart.
Oh,
That was the
That's
return.
Return of Dr.
Oh my
X.
God,
that's
that's
right.
exactly what I thought.
No,
Ken.
no, no, no.
Oh, is this what the one with Lionel Atwell?
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
And
Universal.
Lionel Atwell, Preston Foster, Fay Ray,
Yeah.
Oh.
Mae
40s.
Bush, and Lee Tracy.
I'm sorry, Mae Bush.
Mae Bush.
Okay.
My favorite time for Bush. So anyway, this is as it's described here because I love to read his blurbs just to get an idea of what
Right.
he thinks of it. Mixes the who done it with the Mad Doctor formula. Flesh is created artificially by a murderous doctor whose identity is hidden until the climax. Originally shot in 2-color Technicolor process, which I did not know.
This film has a great shock moment where like there's this like synthetic flesh on this character, like dripping away.
Oh my gosh!
good.
I gotta see
Yeah.
because I don't know this one. I know the other one with
It is-
Bogart. Yes,
It's interesting that you should say that because the sequel is the one that I think seen the most.
Right.
I've sort of forgotten about the original Dr. X.
yeah.
But Return of Dr. X, I think, is like a name-only sequel. I don't
Yes.
think it's
It's
but
not
that's
even-
Humphrey
yeah.
Bogart in his only horror film.
White streak.
The white
Yeah,
He has a
streak.
white
good.
streak, and he apparently hated it. Hated
No.
doing it. Oh,
For the movie.
everything.
Oh.
I think everything about
Not
it.
his thing.
He was
Not
a
his thing.
contract player,
Yeah, yeah.
and he had to do it.
It was like
and
he needed blood or something. He's kind of like
Yeah.
a vampire.
It's before Maltese Falcon and before that.
I
stuff,
think. It,
right?
I think. I'm not sure.
sure.
To be, but I.
30 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me double check that year again. The year was
For the original Dr.
33.
X.
30.
The original Dr. X was 1932.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's an Universal, right? It's an early Universal one, I think.
This
think
is
so.
First National.
Oh, first. Okay.
Michael Curtiz, though,
bank
great director.
Michael Curtiz
Casablanca.
and
Oh my gosh.
Adventures of Robin Hood.
Right, yeah,
Right.
which I
There
mean,
you
he
go.
was hugely big time
Amazing director.
Cool.
So I think that's one I would like to look up now,
Matt,
especially
see,
since
I'm
you
willing.
reminded me of that scene.
Yeah,
I
it's-
think I saw it years ago,
Yeah,
and I
there's, like,
vaguely
stills
remember
and
that.
Famous Monsters.
Yeah.
Remember of it? Yeah.
I wonder if it's available in the 2-color Technicolor.
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a good. Probably.
What is 2-color Technicolor?
When you see it, everything kind of has sort of an orangey. It's either like
It's
orange
like
or green.
sepia tone. Kind
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
yeah. But sometimes, depending on the film, it's pretty effective
Yeah,
because it makes
yeah.
it look a little creepy. It works.
Right.
It works better for a horror film, obviously, than
Yep.
something else.
All right, Ken, you're up.
All right.
Okay.
Which book are you taking?
We can go get some books.
I'm going to go Psychotronic.
Hey,
Classic.
Maybe,
Classic.
maybe my favorite
By Michael
all-time
Weldon.
guidebook.
Michael Weldon.
I love that
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Go in the front. What's this?
Introduction.
An angel for Satan.
an angel for Satan. You know,
Italian picture.
Italian.
I don't know this
Is it
one.
a western?
No, no
what year- what year?
1966.
It sounds familiar, the
A
title.
little known and fairly perverse
Oh.
Barbara Steele.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sold.
Perverse Barbara Steele. I don't know what else do I have to say.
Is there a castle?
Does this
There
go
better be
by-
a castle.
Does this go by an alternate
Oh,
title?
released directly to television.
Oh,
Italian
it was
TV?
originally released as Un Angelo per Satan.
Oh, that sounds much
Playing
sexier.
one of her many dual roles, she's a woman on vacation in a European village who seems to become possessed by the spirit of a 200-year-old statue.
Wow.
I may have seen this one.
I think I've seen it under a different title, maybe.
Yeah.
She also is the model for the statue in flashbacks.
Cool.
The evil woman seduces a number of people, unleashing jealousy and murders.
I like anything Barbara Steele. I'm there.
Yeah.
And jealousy and murders.
Cool.
Wow.
I wonder who owns the statue.
Yeah.
Ken?
Is it,
Wow.
wait, is it a clothed statue? Or is it like a Grecian
I
statue?
haven't seen the movie. It didn't say in the book.
In your
I don't
mind
know.
fantasy.
In my mind, it's half naked and half fleshless.
Okay, well, Ken, that's a good one. I'm interested in that
yeah,
one.
it's a good title.
An angel for Satan.
I'm an angel for saying I am really
That's a
interested.
great
for
title.
Sisters, three mules for Sister Sarah.
That's a completely different film.
Right. You know.
All right, Matt, hand me the second encyclopedia psychotronic film book. 'Cause I think it's under that one. Yes, the second.
Here you go. Oh, this is a big one.
Psychotronic video guide. This was Michael Weldon's sequel book. to
And
the
you
Psychotronic
love this
Encyclopedia.
book.
I love both these. All
Me
right, here we
too.
go. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's pick an angel for Satan.
Ooh.
The Flash. Oh, this is the Flash TV show from the 90s.
Oh.
Which actually I liked. Yeah, John Wesley Shipp stars as a police chemist who secretly becomes the super fast costume crime fighter in this film based on the DC comic book character with Amanda Pays,
Right.
Emmett Walsh, Tim Thomerson.
Oh my God.
It was actually pretty good. It was a short-lived. I think it was
cast.
just one season. It was
think so.
Danny Bilson, Paul DeMeo, who did a lot of stuff for like Empire Pictures and Full Moon. I have not seen.
It was okay.
I've not watched any of the current CW superhero shows. I know they're very
I
popular.
watched the Flash show.
The Flash is pretty good.
Yeah, I've not
It's
seen
okay.
that.
It's for kids.
But the '90s Flash I kind of liked. It was kind of treading that line of the '80s Tim Burton Batman movies a little bit. You know, trying to be a little more realistic, but still kind of
darker.
comic book. But it was pretty good. I didn't mind it.
Especially for something of its time.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. In fact, I think it was a good.
And
Danny
Mark,
Elfman.
didn't Mark
Elfman
Hamill play like
main
the
title.
trickster or
Yes,
somebody? or
Mark Hamill played the trickster.
or the Mirror Master? Or
The Mirror Ma-
I forget which one.
Mark Hamill played the trickster in a couple episodes. He came back, and David Cassidy played the Mirror Master.
Oh, okay. there you
They
go.
had a lot of fun guest stars and guest villains. Actually, yeah, it was not a bad show. So there you
Pretty
go.
good and not bad.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
Hey.
that was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice one, Sean.
Yeah.
Matt, can you toss me the John Stanley book?
Toss it hard.
No, it's funny. I like Matt. I do have a soft spot in my heart for John Stanley. I really do.
We all do.
And so I'm paging through the book like what Sean was doing.
Oh, a soft breeze
hell?
hits his face.
Oh, Gamera versus Monster X.
Don't know
That's
what
one of
that
my
is.
favorite
Now-
Gamera sequels.
Oh,
Remind
okay.
me which
Jiger.
one. That's Jiger. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Gamera
Well-
from Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
No, but let's see what John Stanley has to
Yes.
say.
Yes.
Now,
This mediocre entry in the
From
X
nine-
marks the spot.
from 1970, titled Monsters Invade Expo 70 from Southeast Asia. This Japanese monster marathon stars a giant flying turtle, always sticking his neck out to save mankind from a fate worse than having to watch Japanese monster marathons? John, are you kidding me?
Shame on you.
What is it? Why
He hates us.
Why do you hate these Japanese
hates us.
monster movies?
His middle name is Snarky.
Expo 70 is where ferocious, noisy battles occur between Gamera and Jiger.
Noisy. That's the problem he
This
has.
movie was very noisy.
It's too loud.
You have to hear what he
I
says.
like camera, but turn it down.
Expo 70 is where the ferocious, noisy battles occur between Gamera and Jiger, a bitchy female who
Bitchy.
spits spears through her jagged mouth. Crash, bam, thud. John Stanley, I swear to God,
he
what
hates
is
fun.
with you?
And I don't think Jiger spits through his mouth. It's like on the side of his.
Yeah,
He
his
doesn't even know,
side
like
of
that.
yeah.
Take it up with John.
He doesn't even know Jiger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Come on.
because as Gamera films go, okay, maybe because when I saw it when I was younger, I really like this one.
I like all of them.
You know,
It's one of the best of the sequels
Yeah.
too. And then that's the one where like Gamera freezes. You have to
Yes.
go inside him. They shrink. There's a little
yeah,
baby
yeah,
Jiger
yeah.
inside Gamera.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's awesome.
and that's a
great.
scary
and,
moment.
and it's wonderfully noisy.
Well, John, I have to say I completely disagree with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thank you for your review. Okay.
Just,
I
I
guess.
think that he should watch it again with the picture off.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
the sound.
Earplugs.
Yeah.
All right.
James?
It's also pretty cool to see scenes from Expo 70, for those
Yeah,
who are
yeah.
interested in
This
that.
guy does not like fun of any
Yeah.
kind.
No, I'm not sure if he doesn't like fun. I'm not sure he's the biggest fan of, the
Yeah,
big
well, yeah,
monster,
obviously.
the Japanese big monster films.
Are
I
there
think.
movies he likes in there?
Yeah.
I haven't come
They
across
are.
I
one
don't know.
yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay,
familiar.
I'm going to go with the Psychotronic video guide.
Oh, there it is.
Michael Weldon
Here we go.
again. All right, and the title is
God, we're old.
Matinee from 1989.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not the Joe Dante.
What? Wait, what?
This is directed by Richard Martin, and it's from Canada.
Uh-oh.
Young people are killed while watching horror movies during a film festival, and this horror comedy set in a small town.
In Wisconsin?
Murder Camp is the slasher movie being screened.
Huh, I don't know
Others-
this
That I
movie.
want to see.
Others are spoofs of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and a vampire movie. The same idea was
Caligari.
used for Popcorn.
Oh, yeah, popcorn I like.
Yeah.
The theater manager, Don Davis, has posters on his wall from real movies produced by Mellofilm, including Pin. Ron
I
White.
love Pin.
Yeah,
Ron
Pin's
White
great.
and Jillian Barber stars.
But when did Dante's Matinee come out? Wasn't that around the same time?
80
It was
something, yeah.
93, so it was
Oh.
4 years later.
Wow, so this is before.
I don't know this one.
Yeah,
never heard of it.
I want to check it out now, actually.
Yeah.
Matinee.
Matinee,
Who would've thunk?
1989. There
So,
you
so
go.
1989,
1989.
Yeah, wow.
directed by Richard Martin.
How do I not know of
That's
this
it,
film?
yeah.
Dan
Wow.
Martin.
How's that
From
Thank,
possible?
thank you, James, for sharing that with us.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, my pleasure.
Matt,
You're a
Right.
lovely man. I am going to go to
something noisy.
the. It's a very loud cover. I'll say that.
Right.
The Illustrated Vampire Movie Guide.
Yes. Oh. Who's the author of this? Because he
I'm
does several
sorry,
of those.
yes. The
Vlad the
author is
Impaler.
written by Stephen Jones with
Yeah.
an introduction by Peter Cushing.
Nice.
Which I will
No.
read in its entire. No, I'm not.
Now,
gonna-
Yeah, Jones has done several of these. He did a Frankenstein one. And
They're all good.
A dinosaur one.
A
They're all great.
werewolf one. The
Yeah.
thing is, though, some of the titles only peripherally have these monsters. Like if they make a cameo,
True,
for
but
2
I
seconds,
like that. I love that though.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
it
that
makes it-
any reference at all to the particular type of monster he'll put in there.
Right.
All right.
All right, here we
Well,
go.
now I'm even more excited.
Yeah.
So let's give it a try. Casual Relations.
Casual relation.
A romantic
vampire-
comedy.
1973. Mark Rappaport directed it with Sis
Swingers.
Smith, Mel Austin, Paula Barr, Adrian Claiborne, Peter Campus, and Alan Dahl.
Sounds British.
Well, underground feature that includes a spoof film within a film entitled A Vampire's Love. Editor,
okay.
writer, producer, director, distributor, Rappaport
Caterer.
opens. He does do a mean Texas omelet. Rappaport opens and closes his film with stills and footage from Murnau's Nosferatu.
Interesting.
Is it?
What's the spoof film called again?
Casual.
Casual Relations.
No, the spoof film in the casual
Oh, I'm
relations.
sorry. It's called Vampire's Love.
okay, interesting. I think I'd watch Berserker before I watch this one.
Can't I just go right to Nosferatu?
Yeah, right.
This guy has to explain a little bit more about what the film is about.
True.
I think,
Yeah.
'cause-
Yeah, he's just mentioning the reference
Well, he
to a
just wants to
vampire
know the
thing.
vampire part.
Yeah.
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 And then
But-
he shuts it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could add another 3 to 4 pages.
Well, or
Beef this things up.
or maybe another blurb where he says the sequence shown shows a
context of it,
vampire
yeah.
making love to,
Sure.
and biting the neck of
Anything.
somebody.
Anything. Give me something. Toss me a bone.
So casual relations has a small sequence of
Sounds
a
like a
spoof film.
Skinemax.
Oh, wait a minute.
Movie.
So I
No,
didn't
but
realize,
71?
too, in this book, each film is rated by bats. So it's like
Yeah,
1
right.
bat, 2 bat, 3
Half a
bat,
bat.
4 bat, half a bat. Yes.
How many
No,
bats
there's
in
half
casual
bats.
relations?
This is a 1 batter.
I don't know about
Oh, I
that.
said batter. Oh, now I
Man
want fried
batter.
chicken.
I draw my
Wow.
line at 2 bats.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you for sharing that one.
You're quite welcome, Larry.
All right, Ken, why don't you
never
whip
seen that
open a
movie.
book?
I'm going back to John
Here we go.
Stanley.
Yeah.
We're going to find a movie
Maybe
he
find
likes.
one that he likes. Yeah.
I'm sure you will. So Ken's opened the book.
Well, that's not a movie. This is a movie. Psycho.
Psycho.
I would
We've all
guess,
heard of that one.
I would
No.
But
guess,
it's not the one you're thinking of. No. The ultimate in horror thrills, a movie that delivers anything. I told you I'd pick one he liked.
That's true. If he
And
didn't
a genuine
like
genre classic.
all right.
I hated it.
Too
loud.
That's shower scene too noisy.
Shower sequence demonstrates the fine art of editing. Yeah, it's all good, it looks
Okay,
like.
cool.
We can't reveal more without spoiling the many thrills.
Oh, I like that.
Seated.
Oh, hey,
Last
he's
10
one of your
minutes.
guys.
Didn't
Let's
even spoil the movie.
let's give him credit.
I will give him credit
I'm very
for
excited that I found one he loves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. That's
So
Locke
for
claims his descent into a killer's warped mind is based on a true life case.
so for listeners who aren't familiar with it, this Psycho, yes, directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's good.
You know, and this is like a fantastic movie.
Didn't he do
Black and-
Zapped?
There's really I mean
He did
what
Zapped
can you
too.
say?
Oh, Zapped too. That's right.
All right.
He's the great Simon Oakland.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo.
Matt,
No,
do
but-
you have another one of the Stephen Jones books over there?
Yes, I do.
But I think what Ken just proved was John Stanley does like
does
this
like it.
genre,
Yeah.
and that is a great
It's a
film.
good movie.
It is, yes.
It is.
It's a good double feature
The
with.
remake was awesome, though. You guys, you got to
Yeah.
see it. It's,
Now, you
exactly
were-
the
It's no
same.
casual relations, but
All right, so I am doing the Frankenstein scrapbook.
Hey,
Complete movie guide to the world's most famous monster by Stephen Jones. All right, here we go, flipping through. Ooh, The Evil of Frankenstein.
oh,
Hammer, 1964, Freddie Francis.
interesting choice.
Yeah, Peter Cushing. The third and probably weakest in the Hammer's Frankenstein series. Director Francis took over from Terence Fisher for this one, and Cushing's Baron appears more humane. That is true, I suppose.
Yes.
Is this the one where David Prowse? Is it David Prowse with the kind of Frankenstein?
No,
that's
the
That's
hell.
Revenge?
That's the-
horror of
Horror
Frankenstein.
of
Yeah.
Frankenstein. Okay. Okay, this one.
This is the one that they go back to the kind of Jack Pierce.
That's right. Yeah. This
makeup.
time, the real villain is Woodthorpe's drunken hypnotist, Zoltan,
Yeah.
who uses the revived monster, ex-wrestler Kingston, in makeup closely resembling Karloff's,
Yeah.
to revenge himself on the authorities of Karlstad. The screenplay by John Elder contains few surprises and has no connection with the previous films. I still have a kind of a soft spot for all the Hammer Frankensteins.
Me
but,
too.
You know.
And I remember not being wowed by it, but I saw it not too long ago. I think it was on TCM or something like that. And I enjoyed it.
You know what's interesting? The monster who's actually kind of white and pasty in a way. I mean, you
The
think about
makeup's
it,
not that great.
I didn't
Yeah.
mind it, but he's hypnotized. You know, it's like you will do my bidding, kind of a thing.
Isn't
and
there
so,
a deaf mute girl too involved?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, we all like the deaf
And this-
mute girl.
This
Yeah.
is something that he mentions in this review, and this is something I think we touched upon. I think I brought this up on one of our previous shows, and I remember this, and I don't think many people realize this. The review says American TV prints included extra sequences filmed at Universal Studios,
Wow.
Did not know that. No.
in which the mute beggar girl meets the monster as a child. They did that for some Hammer films. It was like to fill out the 2-hour slot.
No, I remember that scene.
Yeah,
I
and
remember
was
that
fi-
scene.
So, and that, I
Is
don't
it in
think-
the? Is it in the set? I mean, in the European set.
I don't
No,
know.
no.
I don't know if it is.
Was
It's
that for
gotta be.
an
It's gotta be.
American TV release?
for American TV broadcast. Yeah.
See, now
and I
I
don't
want-
know if all the DVDs and Blu-rays have those or not, but I know that
I
we're
don't remember seeing
yeah,
it when I
which
saw
is
it.
Let's
really
find
No,
out.
I remember
Yeah.
the scene, guys. I remember it. I remember it because it was she was a little
TV,
girl.
yeah.
Right, because I knew of like when they did the disaster movies like Earthquake and some other ones in the
Super
70s.
Train.
They would show extra footage. Made, yeah, but I didn't realize it until recently. The Hammer films did that.
I have to tell you though, now I almost want to go out and check to see
Yeah,
if
if
my
it has-
version
Totally.
has this.
That's worth seeing, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fun. All those Hammer ones
That's
are.
kind of Hammer in his golden age, you know.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
watched the Gorgon on Svengoolie the other night,
Did you?
and that was better than I
well,
remembered it
it's,
being.
that movie is best because of its atmospheric element, not the monster.
I remember.
You know
No,
what I
it's
mean?
the story's great. There's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
it's sort of a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure because
Yeah.
I forgot.
Right, but it's
I'd
very
seen
well-
the movie so long ago, I don't remember.
Right,
I
right.
didn't remember where it was going, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
I remember being a little disappointed with the Gorgon.
Yeah, the
though.
Gorgon's
Gorgon
no
itself
because I
is
wanted, I
underwhelming.
want big monster.
Well,
you know.
if you're gonna, of all creatures to do, You know, you've got snakes in the hair, and I guess there was some plan to do a different effect.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe stop motion
Stop
or
motion,
something.
yeah.
Right.
But they're like, no, forget it. And they do this version where it's just you just see these little plastic snakes just kind of wiggling.
Yeah.
it doesn't
Just
work.
don't even show her. Like make
Right,
it
keep her in
all the
shadow or
shadows.
something.
No. See, okay,
In the shadows.
if you pulled that shit, if you pulled that, I'm gonna pull her. We're gonna keep her in the dark.
You keep the
having Godzilla
snakes.
flashbacks.
You keep the snakes kind of in the dark, but you show her face. You do like
Matt, you
kind of
can't-
a little pool of light.
If I don't see snakes,
light, right?
I'm gonna
Make
be
them
in the middle of the
mad.
face.
Thank you.
What?
Key light.
Yeah,
The key
yeah.
light.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna show any snakes.
No, you see
Yeah, you
them,
see
but they're in
the
shadow.
shadow. It's
No.
suggested. It's
I
suggested.
They could have
want.
been. You could have done it with like
Okay.
moving shadows.
Okay, you know what? Throw a
put
few more
Stanley
throw a few more wires on some of those little rubber snakes. You know, hey, they did it with the Lost World. You know, they had the little lizard on a wire. You know,
And that was
throw,
great.
Throw some on some snakes. I
That's
think
what they said.
you-
Just tie some live snakes under her head.
no, not live snakes. The rubber snakes. I can totally see this. They go, look, guys, we only have like an hour to film this, and look,
And $10.
so look. Put 4 wires on 4 little rubber snakes. We'll make those 4 ones move, and that'll be it. And I wanted like
But it sounds
20
like that's-
snakes.
Oh, I see.
You know, if you had more of them move, and
I think live snakes. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
no,
How many other than Clash of the Titans were Harryhausen interpreted Medusa in
Which is
such
the best.
such an awesome way?
Yeah.
But what other incarnations of Medusa have there been in film or television other
There
than
was the remake. Yeah.
yeah, but she's always been.
Oh yeah,
It was terrible.
The interpretation though has
movie
always
was
been
great.
Medusa was attractive with the snakes in her hair. And what was so awesome about the Harryhausen one, it's the first one what really looked like a creature that could turn you into stone.
I thought all the
That scene
I-
is so
So
good.
Yeah, but I thought all the
fantastic.
Gorgons.
From Clash
I
of the
thought
Titans.
in Greek mythology, I thought it was that the Gorgons were all so hideous that they turn you to stone no matter what. Like they're so hideous looking. There were 3 of them, weren't they? Like
Yes, there's
sisters.
3. Yeah.
and they were all so horrible to look at that. That's why they turned you to stone. Not
But not in the Gorgon, not in the Hammer version.
no.
She's like
it was
older.
Well,
supposed
no,
to
no,
be.
no. Because I don't want to.
No.
Do a
Okay,
spoiler
don't,
here.
don't.
But
don't.
when you see the Gorgon is ugly looking. It's not a beautiful Gorgon.
Yes, kind of like a hag. Kind
Yeah.
of like
Yeah. Like
All right.
Witchy lady.
yeah.
All right. Speaking of hag, give me one of those books that.
Speaking of hag.
that I haven't. Yeah, give me that one. Give me that one. We haven't done that one yet. Yeah. Okay. Here we
know
go.
we did.
That's where we did
We did.
Stanley.
All right.
That's
Give me
okay.
another one. Give me
That's
another
okay.
one.
You can do
Come
it.
on. Give me a book. What's that bottom one? Oh, it's got a werewolf in it.
This is another Stephen Jones werewolf.
The
Right.
Illustrated Werewolf Movie Guide, written by
Ah.
Stephen Jones. Oh my God! Introduction by Kurt Sonmack.
What's that werewolf on the cover?
That's
This
from
is
Fright
from
Night
Fri-
2.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Wow.
And that's actually a cool looking werewolf.
It's a
Oh no, I'm sorry.
This
That's
is
that's
that-
from,
this is
Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
like that
Not a good
werewolf.
movie.
No. A little too pretty.
Wait a minute. This is the Werewolf Guide.
Yeah, it's on the cover.
Again, some of these are.
Yeah, werewolf can make a brief appearance.
Right.
While you're reading, don't look.
Yeah,
Just
don't
look
cheat.
at
No,
it.
no,
Redo
start
it.
over. Start over.
No,
you're
no.
cheating.
Book.
Cheating.
No,
Cheating.
No, I'm not
Yes, you
cheating.
totally
No,
cheated.
I'm not.
Looking around for
I
different
was.
movie.
I was looking around, but that's
Well,
not
the one you
one.
pick better have very little werewolf in it because that's the one
Yeah,
you wouldn't.
Well,
read.
guess what? It doesn't. It's called The Reptile. Nah.
Oh, wow.
The Reptile UK from 1966, directed by John Gilling. Yeah.
Because it's,
Where's your werewolf
it's somebody
now?
turning into a creature.
Okay,
what
that's
it is.
bullshit.
That's-
Plotting.
That
okay,
is
yeah.
bullshit.
See, and that when I picked it, I'm like, the reptile? There's a werewolf in
It's another
this? That's what I
transformation.
was
It's a
thinking
monster
about.
You should
No.
have cheated.
No. Oh. Yeah, everyone's
Why
jumping
not
on
call
me to
it
cheat.
shapeshifters instead of werewolves?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Enough of your crap. Let me read the damn
My
thing.
crap. I was on
Plotting-
your side for 1 second. And
Plotting-
look what it got me.
Oh, were you on my side?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Matt.
You were outraged, and I was too.
Oh, this is beautiful, you guys.
Okay,
I wonder
go
if
ahead,
John
read it.
Stanley helped write this. Plotting Camera Horror, scripted by John Elder.
Oh,
Pierce
John
plays
Elder.
Anna Franklin, a young woman cursed by an Eastern cult who changes into a tatty snake monster. Makeup created by Roy
Tatty.
Tatty. I don't know.
I don't know.
Tatty?
I don't know that
No,
word.
it's tattooed.
Tattered or yeah, like
Tattered.
Or
the
is
makeup.
it
That's
like a Jacques
that
Tati
horror.
character?
That hammer. Yeah.
Mr. Hulo?
And I am
It walks around with a pipe.
not going to read the next line because it gives away the ending. Unlike John Stanley,
Okay.
I don't really care about the ending.
I think we've.
the reptile.
Exactly.
I do like that movie. Though.
I do like that movie. Just for the
makeup-
design.
The makeup is actually good in that movie. It's very unique,
Really good.
and really striking.
And that's a very iconic character. Like, if you've
Yeah.
ever looked at one of these reference books,
right. Yeah,
you'll see that face and you'll go like, what is this?
and it has the lovely Jacqueline Pierce.
Yep.
In the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the creature in the reptile is really cool looking. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't. It's not.
It's
There's
not-
not much screen time with it. You don't see
no,
that
Remember
until the very
Famous
end.
no,
Yeah.
you
It's on
don't.
the- is it on a cover? I don't know if it's on
Of
a
what?
Is it?
I-
Famous
Famous
Monsters?
Yeah.
Yes, there has been.
It
I
is,
think
yeah.
a cover with
I'm
the
almost sure.
reptile.
Larry?
Not classic famous monsters.
Okay.
Of the reptile?
Yeah.
I thought
You're
maybe
the
not.
authority.
If not, it was just in it a lot.
Yeah. No, and it's right because I
Oh,
saw
I know.
pictures in the magazine.
I
And-
wonder if he's thinking of that Famous Monsters convention poster.
Oh yeah, with all the hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
75?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I understand why it's in. Well, no, I really don't. If you have an illustrated werewolf movie guide, why the reptile, which is not a furry creature, because as we
true.
all know,
Nothing to do
reptiles
with
do not
werewolves.
have fur.
Yeah,
a
tat,
weird
yeah,
nut.
tats.
Yeah.
To wear reptile.
But I
But
will say,
it makes for a fantastic. It makes for a fantastic 12-inch distinctive dummies figure.
One of my favorites.
Sean,
Yeah.
I will agree with you.
Really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go, the reptile.
All right.
Okay.
Tatty means worn and shabby, in poor condition.
See?
Strange.
There you go.
We teach you
description.
things here on Monster
Yeah.
Party.
All right, I'm
All
going
right.
back for the Phil Hardy
You love that book, huh?
Encyclopedia of Horror Movies.
All right.
I do, yeah. It's a wealth of information.
Cool.
Flip, flip, flip. And
Flip, flip, flip.
No cheating. Flips. He did 3 flips.
from 1957, Cat Girl, a.k.a. the Cat Woman, from Great Britain.
Barbara Shelley.
Wait, what's this called? The Catwoman?
Cat girl.
Cat Girl, yes. Barbara Shelley, Robert Ayers, Kay Coward, Patty Webster.
yeah.
It's kind of a good one. It's kind of like a British version
I
of
don't know
Cat
this.
People.
Yeah.
I don't know this.
I
one.
like this movie.
Yeah, me too.
A successful transposition of Jacques Tourneur's classic Cat People to Britain in the 50s, this rarely screened movie symbolizes a turning point in the representation of English heroines. At first, the heroine, Shelley, seems to be yet another suffering English female. As she
A lot of woman hating in these books.
as she quietly but nobly endures her husband's infatuation with another woman. David Peary's account of what follows cannot be bettered. When her husband and his girlfriend slip into the garden one night, the legacy of emotion and sensuality suppressed in countless British film heroines over the past 20 years appears in a particularly violent and distorted form. It cuts to Shelley watching the couple on the grass, her eyes narrow and her mouth opens in startled joy as the ghostly cheetah, powered by all her repressed desire, begins to savage the lovers while she looks on in ecstasy.
Wow.
Keep reading.
There's nothing in the movie to equal the intensity of this first metamorphosis, which marks a crucially liberating moment in British cinema.
And what's this film called that I got to see?
It's called Cat Girl,
Cat Girl.
a.k.a. the Cat Woman from Britain from 1957.
The
Yeah,
Cat
it's not
Girl
bad.
from Britain?
It's a minor little film, but it's,
Or is it The Cat Girl from Britain?
It's Cat Girl, a.k.a. the Cat Woman, made in Britain.
Okay.
Because the cat girl from Britain
And Matt,
sounds a little too.
well,
odd.
kind of like American Werewolf in London. This is the Cat Girl from
Actually,
Britain.
yeah,
You
it's
know?
not
No, but
bad.
Matt, you've seen this one. Do you remember it being that sensual?
They're all kind of sensual to me. I can find a
He
way.
didn't get that far.
Yeah. Yeah. After 3 minutes,
After
I was
that
done.
one scene.
All right, Matt.
there you
All right, Matt,
Yeah.
go for it.
All right. Well, I need to go to the classic
The classic.
Psychotronic Encyclopedia of Film.
There you
The
go.
original.
my Bible.
Yeah.
I love this book.
You've
as
read
well.
you've
Michael
read this
Weldon.
cover to cover.
It's so good. And I'm going to do the little flippity flop.
Flippity flippity.
Dracula.
Don't know.
Wait, just Dracula?
No, it's the
Dracula.
original. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
Bela Lugosi
There you go.
1931 Universal film.
Wow.
Carl Laemmle Jr.,
That's
Todd
the
Browning
one.
director.
I think we've seen that one. Larry.
And I'm not familiar with it, but there's a sensuality to it that after 3 minutes I couldn't watch anymore.
You know, it's funny. There is some sensuality in that
Yeah,
movie,
it's
and people
great film.
people need to realize. And we did a show with Greg Mank, who was a Karloff Lugosi expert, and he talked a lot about Lugosi, and at that time in 1931, I mean, he was considered a very sexy guy, and there's some sensuality in there.
When you think about when that movie was made,
Yeah.
it is pretty provocative.
Yeah, it's racist.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then if you watch that back to back with the Spanish version,
which you've
you
talked
get all
about.
flavors of,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that film. And see, I like the Spanish version because I like brunettes.
Yeah.
If you have not seen the Spanish version of Dracula, the Spanish language version,
Yeah.
it is so good. Give this thing a try. The cinematography is outstanding. I would say
better.
far better than Todd Browning.
And shot at night. Shot after they would do the shoot.
That's
for
that's
Dracula.
correct.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
The
It's really
Spanish
good.
version.
But I do like the Bela Lugosi one. I watched that recently for Halloween.
And you can see how
Yeah, people
made,
like
No. But you know,
you can see how people, the impact that it made back then.
I
you know.
do. There is a version of the Bela Lugosi one where they have the different.
Philip Glass.
Yes, which is really kind of creepy
that cool?
to me.
Yeah.
that was the one they showed that on Svengoolie.
Really?
And
Okay,
I really liked it.
Yeah,
I like Philip Glass. I found it a little distracting.
I thought it added more. Maybe it was because the film was made in 1931. I've seen it a lot of times, and this just added to me a little added creepiness. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. And there's also in that original version you hear a lot of
Well, there's a lot of it's like, because you guys need to remember sound was very new.
Yes, yeah.
You think, well, 1931 sound had been around. Well, they hadn't perfected it. They hadn't mastered it. And when they were filming, you had to say, actors, you need to say your lines clearly. Everyone, I need to have it quiet on the set. So you would hear a lot of just. There's not a lot of background noise
Right.
or music,
No.
so you could hear the actors
But
speaking.
For me, that's a big part of the impact. I was 6, and Dracula was the first horror movie I ever saw in my life.
Really?
And there was something about, I'd never seen a movie that old either. And there's something about watching it when you have that ambient sound.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's so effective to me now that watching the Philip Glass version, even though I like him as a composer, and I would listen to his music, isolated, I didn't like it
Takes you out.
I didn't like it. It took me out. Yeah.
I get it.
I like both.
Yeah, it's great that we can have
I gotta
both.
I like
gotta
both.
But it's
check
not
out that.
appropriate to the era.
Not from
Well, that's true.
I prefer
Isn't
it
like
without.
Metropolis, Marauder?
Oh God!
Oh,
Right?
wait a minute. Don't poo-poo that.
I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm not
Are
pooing
you
it.
saying you don't like the
Poo-poo.
Giorgio Moroder Metropolis?
I love the soundtrack. I don't necessarily need to see the movie to hear that music. I used to work out to that soundtrack.
Didn't we all?
You've seen
And
it.
look at
Together at the same
look
time.
at that body.
So you've seen, then James, you've seen Koyani Scotzi, right?
Oh sure, yeah.
I have that soundtrack. I love that soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. 90 minutes of
Have you guys talked about the cardboard thing in Dracula? The
What
cardboard
cardboard
on
thing?
the lamp?
No.
Okay, there's a scene in Dracula that I only found out about this recently. He's in a room and there's a lamp there, and there's clearly somebody left a piece of cardboard that was there to like block light in another scene or something.
Oh, really?
It's like a huge gaff, yeah.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to go back.
Vampires cannot stand the sight of cardboard on a lamp.
You know what gets me? The armadillo. There's an
Yeah,
armadillo
that's
walking-
ridiculous.
That's like you don't find in Transylvania. They don't exist.
like,
over
Well,
there.
they thought
Yeah.
it's like this is like a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whose
that's what it
pet
was- that's what it
armadillo
was, I
got
think.
loose?
Yeah, I didn't know what it
Okay,
was.
now listen.
dragon.
Okay.
Armadillo at Universal.
Okay, come on, guys. Look, I know we're all knocking the armadillo here.
Because it's stupid.
No, see, you say that
Don't
here.
knock the armadillo.
No, you say that in 2019. Oh, I can get an armadillo anytime. But armadillos are armadillos.
I have a service.
It's a golden age. We can get armadillo.
They
24
deliver.
hours a
They
day.
deliver all my
Armadillo.
pot
Matt.
and my armadillos.
Matt, wouldn't you agree? Back in 1931, the armadillo is just a unique looking
They
creature.
were
like-
just starting to make the scene armadillos.
It's like gorillas, and how like gorillas.
Yes!
a guy in a gorilla suit in the 30s and 40s passed for an awesome monster.
Yes!
So
Yeah, but
maybe that's what it was.
That's
point
what that
is-
movie needed: is a guy in a gorilla suit to just come out of a closet.
That
or a
was
guy in an
the reward.
armadillo suit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
But armadillos were indigenous to southwestern United States, and
No,
that's why they
it's
had one in
absurd.
California.
Well,
but
but
you
it-
wouldn't find one in Eastern Europe.
Transylvania.
But are you
just a
Mr.
weird monster.
Zoologist?
Yeah, yes, he is.
I mean,
Always
people,
referred to James as Mr. Zoology.
people back in the 30s, James, they don't know. They don't know that. Oh, armadillos only live in the United States. They don't know that.
I don't
Although-
think that they didn't know. I think they didn't care.
Yeah, it was just. I guess that was.
The Philip Glass armadillo suite is really amazing.
It was an exotic. It was an exotic
Yes.
creature.
Yes.
That's why they
Something
put it
like-
in.
Yes, Sean. That's my point. And it's like it's an exotic creature. All right. Who's next? Ken.
Ken.
Ken,
you're
would
up.
you
Go for it.
Yes. Will you pick a book,
Yeah.
please? So you can move on from the armadillo.
What's his name? John Stanley. He doesn't like it.
Yes, please.
And he'll like this too, maybe. Maybe.
see.
Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe.
Night of the Armadillos.
I love the poster for this movie.
Okay.
The movie Scream and Scream Again.
Not a great movie.
Not
It's
a great
not
movie.
great, but it's entertaining. Come on,
it
that movie
does
is
not
ridiculous.
deliver on the poster.
No,
it
it's
doesn't.
So ridiculous.
It's
Remember
one of
the-
my favorite posters.
The
It's got-
poster,
it's got
Jude, you
rock and
described the
roll,
poster.
got-
It's a
got-
girl in a tank of acid.
Yes.
Her face is a skull. And
Yeah, it's a
the
great
rest of her is
poster.
Intact. It's
And-
very colorful, very vibrant.
And
beautiful.
that, my friend, was on the cover of Classic
That's
Famous
right, I remember
Monsters.
that.
Sure.
But Scream
Yes.
Again has like
She's a composite.
superhumans who like are being built by like it's got Cushing, Lee, and Price.
Yeah.
For the ridiculously of the plot,
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
Is this the
But
one where the
what-
guy keeps waking up in bed with a limb missing? Isn't that this the movie?
I think so. Yeah. It's a
awesome.
lot of it's
He-
in
he
a lab.
he like collapses in the park while jogging. He wakes up, like it's a nurse, and like he looks over and like he uncovers the bed covers, and it's like, oh, he's missing an arm. And then we see him later.
Don't you
He's
hate-
waking up and he's missing a leg.
Don't
It's
you
like-
hate it when that happens?
Yeah.
Vincent Price is scientist creating superhumans through fiendish surgical anomalies, mutilating bodies in sickening ways to acquire transplants.
What's not to love?
And he throws stuff in an acid pit every once in a while.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree with you. It's a great poster.
Is it Amicus or Tygon? It's not Hammer, right? I can't remember the company, but yeah, it's ridiculous. But
Based on a Peter Saxon novel.
wow,
The book is great. It's called Read and Read Again.
I would say it's not a negative review.
wow. See, Stanley has some taste.
Yeah, but
Yeah, go
All right.
go buy the poster, skip the movie.
All right,
All right, Sean.
All right, I will take
Sean
There we go.
is
All right,
taking
there
out
we
the
go.
book.
horror films of the 1980s by John Kenneth Muir, with
Starring Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland from Lost Boys on the cover.
He makes a great vampire, by
That
the way.
that is on the cover.
He makes a great
But
vampire.
Matt, if we're talking 80s horror,
Yes.
that
got the 80s
it's,
hair.
but it is a totally
Jason on the
iconic 80s horror film.
It
Whether you like it or
is.
not,
Do you
Jason-
remember
whether
the
you like it or not,
80s?
it screams 80s.
I
Jason,
will
Michael
agree
Myers.
with that.
What?
Maybe Jason.
Yeah, that's true.
More.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah.
But this is
Michael Myers.
sexy.
All right, here we go.
It's sexy.
So sexy. It's really sexy.
Ooh, Funeral Home. You know that one?
I don't know that one,
This is a good
Sean.
one. 1982.
Is that from the 80s?
It is. William
Is
Fruit.
Kiefer Sutherland in that?
No, William Fruit
I
directed.
think it's Fun Real Home.
Is it sexy?
This is Leslie Donaldson, who's kind of a scream queen. She was in Happy Birthday to Me and
Okay.
Curtains. A superstitious young lady, Heather, played by Leslie Donaldson, goes to live with her baddie grandma. As the old lady converts the family's
like Patty.
small town funeral home into a tourist bread and breakfast establishment. Several guests arrive and
That's not
people
gonna
start
go
getting
right.
killed off. Yeah, it's not really quite a slasher. It's more like a mystery horror, but it's
Sounds
got
like a boring phantasm.
it's not as good as Phantasm. I will give you that. But
That should
no,
be
it's
on the
not
poster.
bad.
It's a boring phantasm. Sean, I don't know this
guy.
one.
Now this guy doesn't quite like it. Well, okay, you may have written this review then because he says slow as molasses and lacking in
I
both
told you.
surprises and punch. William Fruit's Funeral Home is a long, tough slog through hoary genre cliches. Yeah, kind of. I guess it's
Get
kind
the
of
poster,
true.
skip the movie.
Yeah.
If this one doesn't scare you, you've got taste.
Barry Morse is in it though. It's kind of cool.
Oh.
But anyway, it's I know it's not the greatest. It's no Prowler.
No,
it's not bad,
no, it's
though.
not.
And it's
There
no
you go.
Berserker, is it?
No,
Nothing
okay.
is.
All right. Well, I'm going back to John Stanley's Revenge of the Creature Features.
Of course you
Here we
are.
go.
Okay.
I am.
You got to have that guy on the show.
We do.
Eventually. Okay, I'm gonna do this
Kidnap
again.
him. Bring him here.
Because I came to King Kong, okay, and I
all
wanted to do
All right,
something.
okay.
different.
We'll give you that one. We'll give you that
Okay.
one.
Okay.
So
Which
here's
version?
something that I know Sean is a big fan of. Dr. Phibes Rises
yeah.
Again from
that is a good one.
1972.
Both Phibes films are good.
Yeah. Now, for listeners, based on the incredible Dr. Phibes, this is the sequel.
Abominable
The Abominable
Dr.
Dr. Phibes. It's a sequel to The Abominable Dr. Phibes with Vincent Price under Robert Faust's direction. Again on a rampage, seeking an eternal elixir in Egypt to restore his long-dead wife to life.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
That's really fun.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is this the one where he uses like the different...
The Plagues is the first
the
one.
plague,
Yeah.
That's the first one.
No.
That's right.
I just want to say, for people who haven't seen The Abominable Dr. Phibes, it has a really unique look
Yeah,
to it.
Art
It
Deco
Yeah.
kind of-
It's
Feel.
now
There's a certain amount of comedy.
yeah. And what's weird about it is you have to think of it back in 1970, how it was very mod.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
very stylish. It was very hip, at the time.
Yeah.
And it was weird because you had stuff that was very hip, but also scary and creepy.
and great fun performance
And
by
classic,
Price.
too.
Oh,
Yeah, and great, really unique monster.
Great music too.
Yeah.
yeah. So this was the
Crazy
sequel.
deaths.
Yes.
And this, it has a host of wonderful people. You have also Peter Cushing is in this as well.
He's good.
Yeah. And the guy
He
who
was in
plays
Star Wars, you guys.
Robert
Yeah.
Quarry.
Yeah, Robert Quarry.
Robert Quarry.
Well, Robert
plays Count-
Quarry is
played
one of the
Count
main
Yorga.
reasons
I
to
think
go.
for a long time there was going to be a third one too. It never happened.
Oh, yeah?
Which is a shame.
I
you
think
know?
there is a book.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like
Oh.
a novel. Yeah.
I feel like I read the book because I loved the first two movies, but I don't.
Really?
Find that book.
Yeah.
But
Come over and read it.
but
on
I
air.
I will
Read you to
say,
sleep.
I will say I think that John Stanley's review here it's positive. So it
Okay.
is not like I don't
See,
like this.
you all were
Phibes.
wrong about him.
Yeah. So anyway, there we go.
I'm surprised nobody ever remade it.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
Yeah.
I think
I think they were talking about
Talk about it.
Tim Burton, for some reason, I think was
Oh.
thinking.
It should be a-
I think so.
Oh, no.
So thank God
No.
he didn't.
Yeah.
Just
You
thank
never
God he
know.
didn't. Yeah.
It
You
should
never
be
know.
it
Yeah.
should
Well-
be a sitcom.
Yeah.
No, no,
Chuck Lorre.
no, not a sitcom. No, you take that back.
I won't.
All right.
He's going
I
to run
won't.
out of lists to kill people.
James, pick a different book, just once.
I will.
Okay.
Hey, I did the John Stanley before.
Okay.
I did one of these before.
Don't be so bossy.
Yeah, wow. All right. I'm going to do horror films of the 70s.
All right.
McFarland.
Oh, not that one.
All right. Here we go.
I like how James closes his eyes also.
It's cute. It is. He's adorable.
Squirm, 1976.
I love
Jeff
Square.
Lieberman.
Yep.
That is some crazy shit.
I love that movie.
Me too.
Crazy electrocuted sandworms that go insane.
I used to go to the bait shop and buy worms because of that movie and just play with them.
Really?
Now-
they make that sound. They're like,
Now, for listeners who don't know, please tell us what Squirm is about.
In
a sequel.
September of 1975, a storm ravages Georgia and knocks out all electricity in the small town of Fly Creek. The power lines plunge into wet mud, sending electricity into the ground, adversely affecting worms in the area. And hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
Frankenworm.
Some early makeup effects by Rick Baker. One of the
Yeah?
most effective scenes, like worms going to this
Yeah.
guy's
Yeah.
face.
yes.
Really good.
Great rednecks in that.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And also,
good.
big pool of worms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like
Which are
Yeah.
really free. It's freaky.
climactic
Yeah, it's
scene is like. It's
Were they
literally
cut?
a
Do you think they were
sea
cut
of-
and glued back together?
No, but I will say this. I don't know if you remember, but Bob Wilkins, who was the host of Creature Features,
I
was
know who he is.
He was fortunate enough to have donated to him one of the rubber worms
Really?
that
Oh,
was
that's
used.
cool.
And I remember watching that going, oh, man, I wish I had a rubber
yeah.
worm. So I actually have not a rubber worm.
Not the
from-
rubber worm.
Not the rubber worm from Squirm, but I have several rubber worms, but they weren't in the movie.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
One critical aspect of his review here is that nobody in Squirm is incompetent, but nor do the actors manage to make the material come to life with anything approaching the crucial quality of charm.
What?
I disagree. I think everybody's
even
pretty
know
good
what
in
that
that
means.
film.
Is this
actually.
John Stanley?
No.
John Kenneth Muir.
No, John Stanley's completely changed.
Okay.
He used to be really negative on movies, but now he loves them.
he loves Psycho.
He changed halfway through the book.
Right.
All right, Matt.
All right. I think I want to go one more time into the Psychotronic.
All right.
Okay.
I promise
never
I'll
go too
switch
many
it up,
times.
but I love this book. So here we go. Flippity floppity flip flip flop. Dr. Jekyll and the Wolfman.
Ah, that's a Paul Nash.
Whoa,
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
this
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
1971 International Cinema Films. Director Leon Kaminsky. And Paul Nashi, yes, as the Wolfman for the sixth
The great
time.
Paul Nash.
Yeah.
Huh?
The great Paul
Yes,
Nash.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
How many times did he play
Waldemar
Wolfman?
Daninsky. Yeah,
Did-
many.
what do you think,
It's like maybe
James?
10?
Yeah,
10,
yeah, and every other classic monster.
So this says, obviously running out of ideas. He goes to the grandson of Dr. Jekyll, Jack Taylor, who cures him of being a werewolf. What?
Taylor.
An assistant then turns him into a new Mr. Hyde. And he tortures women on a rack.
Of course,
He just can't get a
as he
break.
does in every film.
I'm there.
No, it's
You
ridiculous.
saw
and
the
fun.
Aurora models.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
You got to hand it to Nashi. He took on every classic role. I mean,
Yeah.
the Mummy,
Hunchback.
Like he did all of them, and he was a true horror fan.
So, Matt, you have not seen this one?
I've not seen this.
Sean,
one,
have
no.
you seen this
yeah,
one?
it's good.
It's a
I mean,
good,
all
as the
Nashi
Nashi films go.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
not too long ago, James, you gave us
Yeah, that's
a collection of all the
All the
Nashi
Nashi-
Wolfman
Oh, wow.
stuff. Is that on there?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Must be.
I will go find it. I do want to see this now because
And now they're being released on like box sets on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. They're-
Yep.
Along with Coffin Joe.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I love Coffin Joe.
These
Yeah.
are wonderful times.
Well, if only they had a commentary by Monster Party, that would have made it really great.
Yes.
True.
Yeah. We're not done yet.
Yeah.
We have many
You can record a
commentaries.
commentary and for people to play along with the movie.
We
True.
could
That's
do
true.
that.
People do
You
that.
should do your commentary for Berserker. I'm sure people will love it.
You knock it. If I was asked, I'd give
would
it a
totally,
damn
of
good.
course.
I would give it a
Yeah.
damn
I think
good
you all should do-
commentary.
Yes. Totally.
Put them on your podcast.
Yeah.
All right,
That,
Ken,
that
you're
mean
up.
we'd have to hang out more.
But you know, this is
Where's my book?
the neat thing about this though is
John
I
Stanley.
like it when
Right there, you
people
got it in your hand.
bring up movies that I haven't seen.
Me
you
too.
know? And I say to myself,
too.
that's one like I'm not sure about Berserker. You know,
The more you say it, the more interested I am.
Yeah.
but
me
Doctor X, I really want
do wanna see that,
Doctor
yes.
X,
Yeah.
I really want to see, and there's a bunch of others that I want to see that I haven't seen. So
Okay, so Ken's going into the Revenge of the
Yes.
Creature Features movie
Flip,
guide.
Shuffle, flip, riff, right through the pages. Vamp.
Oh, yeah.
Vamp.
Kind of fun.
Is that
never
any
seen
good? I've never seen it.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's not
that's
bad.
the one with
Lauren
Grace
Hutton?
Jones?
Grace Jones.
Grace
Yep.
Jones. Yeah, it's Grace Jones. I've never seen it. I've seen the poster. I'm all about posters. Above average teenage comedy, blending horror and laughs when members of a frat party step into the After Dark Club and a comedy Twilight Zone to meet Grace Jones.
Yeah, it's kind of actually it's a precursor to Dusk Till Dawn in that
Really?
some guys go to a stripper club and the strippers are vampires. And it's kind of like think of like the tone of like what they were trying to do for vampires, what Landis did with American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
You know, scary, kind of serious vampires with like
according to,
wisecracking, teenagers. But it works pretty good. It's not bad.
According to him, it says it has a few scary fun moments,
Yeah, it's a comedy, but
as
it's
Is
well
it-
as gore humor.
yeah, it's
Not
bad.
a negative review.
No, it's not bad.
Gore humor.
Really?
Gore humor. That makes me interested.
John
Yeah.
Stanley likes everything he sees.
You know what? I'm
No, he
trying.
does. I don't
to
know.
remember.
He's having a good day.
What
Yeah.
was the James Bond film that she was in? Remember
View to
that?
a Kill.
View to a Kill.
View to a Kill. And I remember
It's
thinking,
Mayday.
and I remember thinking to
Was she
myself,
a vampire in that?
No, but I remember thinking to myself, I don't know. I remember when Vamp came out, and I said I wasn't sold on it.
Yeah.
And so now that John Stanley's review is somewhat, it's not bad. I'm thinking,
He likes everything.
no,
Yeah.
he
It's-
does
it's the-
not.
it's just the right volume.
Do you recall my other review that I read here?
Yes, I know he doesn't. That's why I'm very
That's what
excited.
surprises
I'm very
me.
excited we're finding all these positive John Stanley reviews.
All right, I'm going to take the horror films of the 70s, which, by the way, features the It's Alive baby on the cover.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. All right, 70s horror. Let's go. Let's do it. Deliverance.
Oh.
Definitely.
Yes, it is
See,
horror.
I would argue that it is horror.
I
think so,
totally
too.
agree.
I think
It's
so,
a
too.
thrill. It's a thrill. It's on the line. It's on the
Yeah,
line because
yeah.
there are horrific.
There's nothing. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be supernatural, but
No, no.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No,
That's not
true.
supernatural.
No.
Psycho.
And those guys, Ned Beatty, having his experience with all the rednecks and the
yeah,
Appalachians.
That's just love.
No, that's Ken. I don't know where you're from, but I find that whole thing to be
From the
horrifying.
Appalachians.
It's their way.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's
I
their
find that
way.
I
horrifying.
was raised with piggies.
But see, the weird thing is, there's this moment when they're having. Do you remember the moment when they're having like a supper, and it's like you
Is
see
that what you call it?
extremes-
And just so you know, the review, by the way, says Deliverance is one of the most powerful, profound, and harrowing horror films of the 1970s.
Oh well,
Yeah.
the book says it's
That's right. So there you go.
No, I'd agree.
No, it's a great. we all know the
I would
story.
agree that it is
So-
a thriller that laps into.
Is Deer Hunter a horror movie?
horror. No.
Oh,
But,
why
it
not?
has horror.
It has
horror
horrific
moments.
but I would say it's
a war movie.
a war.
Is,
yeah. I don't,
is Taxi Driver a horror movie?
ooh. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
I would say.
it is.
I would say like Deliverance. It's thriller.
It goes into horror territory.
leaning into horror.
Is
Oh, don't give me this
Star
crap.
Wars a horror
Are you-
film?
Exorcist a horror movie?
Okay, that's great.
It's a
Okay,
true story.
The ass fix.
okay. Is it the Ace Fix?
No, not this again.
All right. Okay. Here
All
we
right,
go.
so I'm going to go to the Encyclopedia of Horror Movies with Jack Nicholson on the cover from a scene from
Jack
The
Nicholson
Shining.
from
The Shining.
from 5 Easy Pieces.
That toast scene. Oh,
I thought it was Ian McGregor from Dr. Sleep.
not a
All
good
right.
name for a movie.
I thought it was that 1 second from It 2 that made no fucking sense.
Okay, well, speaking of not making sense
Okay.
here.
What do you got?
From 1973, I am not familiar with this film,
Okay.
but maybe Sean is. Don't Look in the Basement.
Sure.
Oh my God, that's a great film.
Hallmark Productions. This is, though opportunistically marketed in the United States as being from the same team as The Last House on the Left.
It's not. It was just in the marketing.
This is some
Don't
kind of
Look
name.
in the Basement is actually far closer to Samuel Fuller's classic Shock Corridor.
Yeah, that now it's coming back.
It's
It's
SF
the
Brown.
yeah.
SF Brownrigg is the director. He made a handful of like low budget regional films that are all pretty effective.
And he had a
Don't-
brown rig.
Don't Look in the Basement is actually great. It's this kind of
Great.
bleak
70s
70s film where a nurse goes to this asylum. She starts a new job at this asylum, and there's these crazy inmates, and weird shit happens. But it is very effective. I mean, it's just you can't explain. It's just that like sparse, bleak 70s feel, low budget. It works really well. It was like a late night TV favorite that was always on late night TV, and it's actually I think it's great.
Well, he actually says that what lifts the film out of the usual run of asylum movies is its creation of a claustrophobic, hermetically sealed world and
Absolutely.
a powerfully unremitting ambience of craziness.
Yeah,
and I have to tell you, that's
it
scary.
Drips insanity.
That's
like
scary
true
to me.
insanity and helplessness.
Yeah.
It's I'm telling you, it's really good.
So, Sean, I'm actually I'm marking
Not the
this
best
one.
lighting, if I recall.
But that adds to it. I'm telling you,
Okay.
it all adds to the full effect.
Okay, so I'm marking this down. Don't
Yeah,
look
that's a
in the
good one.
basement because I'm not familiar with this
There,
one.
there is a sequel made. Like I
Don't
think
look
just
in the attic.
yeah, no, made like literally. I think just like about 10 years ago, the director had passed away, but his son directed. A sequel.
No.
And it's actually kind of not bad. It's
Go ahead,
interesting.
look in the basement.
Yeah, basically. But yeah,
We
So
looked
check
in the
it out.
basement. It's not a big.
That's yeah. There's some charcoal briquettes.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, thanks,
Yeah,
man. I
that's a good
appreciate
one.
that. No, I'm actually marking that down as one I've got to see, along with Dr. X.
Cool.
All right.
James?
I'm going to take a crack at the John Stanley.
There you go.
Oh,
There
another
he is.
positive
I think
review.
the only one now hasn't done that book yet. I have to do that.
You got to do that one next. yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
positive,
and the
positive,
winner
positive,
is
positive.
Tag, the Assassination Game from 1983.
I've seen that.
I do not know.
I
this
don't
one.
know this one.
I heard about
Is
it.
that with Linda Hamilton?
I
I think it's the one with Linda. No. I'm thinking of another one called
It's
Gotcha.
like a spy RPG thing.
Gotcha was Linda Fiorentino.
Oh, I thought Linda Hamilton's in one of those movies.
Okay, who's in this one?
This one.
Can you read that?
Yes.
This one has Perry Lang, Fraser Smith, and Christine DeBelle.
Fraser
from
Smith.
1983. Curious
Too hip,
offshoot
gotta go.
of the slasher genre, written and directed by Nick Castle.
No.
Interesting.
A game's afoot of make-believe assassination on college campuses with students stalking each other armed with rubber dart guns. But one spoil short goes psycho and kills opponents with a 45. Then stalks... Oh, Linda Hamilton. Yes, you're right.
See?
Very good. See? While Robert Carradine tracks clues for the campus paper. This actually sounds good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
There's a nice jazz score by Craig Seffin, but little suspense or payoff to this slight offering. Ready or not, here it comes. So, tag the assassination
go.
game. Yeah.
All right.
That actually sounds...
That
I'm gonna check that out.
sounds
Yeah.
intriguing.
So it's Tag, the
Did pretty
assassination
well when it
game.
came out, too. It was for-
I don't remember this at
I
all.
remember hearing the title, but that's all I
Right,
remember.
right.
So I'm going into the horror films of the 1970s.
All right.
John Kenneth Muir.
With It's Alive Baby on the cover.
All right.
Who doesn't
Oh my
like
God,
It's
It's
Alive
Alive.
Baby?
I could get a disco horror movie.
Well, they should. Someone should make a life-size It's Alive Baby that we
Yes,
can
I
get,
agree.
and we
Where
should
is
have
They
here.
sort of kind of
Well, they
do
have
that.
puppet.
No. I want
You
one
want
that,
the license?
I do.
Right.
I want a
Who does
licensed
that?
one that I could go. Hey, Mexico.
trick or treat.
Why don't we call up Mr. Lindsay, Mr. Biff Bang Pow, and tell him he should make that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Toy
will.
Guy.
Okay.
Aren't
He
you
doesn't make
buddies?
A lot of yes, we
He doesn't
are
make
buddies.
Big, large toys. He makes.
Yeah, he
smaller
makes
figures.
smaller things. That's I think that's a different.
He can only
company.
make
Trick or treat is
only
the
small
one you wanna
things.
go
Is that
to.
what it is?
He doesn't only do that, but he's also looking at what the market for
I'll
whatever.
make it for you, okay?
No,
I want one that crawls.
Oh, yes. I have a little wine. Like
Baby
one-
that away, but with yeah.
Yes,
Good
I have a little-
We
Scataway.
could use that as a skeleton.
Yeah, there's an unlicensed little
Yeah.
wind-up
Yeah.
one that I have.
Is there?
No.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so the guy
Really?
sells it
Oh,
on
wow.
Etsy. Yeah, it's like a little wine. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I
It's
love
little-
that thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, is
cool.
it that guy that makes all his own?
Yeah. He has the
Yeah.
Belial and
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he makes all kinds of little
Cool little
figures.
thing.
I just want
It's always
mine.
a
Li-
monster
He has
I
a
want-
melting man candle.
Yeah.
you
I want
know,
mine
like-
licensed and in a box that I can.
So
put
he
on a
can't.
shelf.
If it's
right.
not licensed, you're not there.
Well, yeah,
What if it looks perfect?
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
No, I can't-
It crawls. It makes the sound.
Oh,
But it's not in a box.
Is it noisy?
It's noisy. But the
As babies
mechanics
are.
of the
Can't stand it, I hate
crawling,
it.
it's well lubricated. The mechanism.
Take it easy.
No. Listen, hear me out. So what do you think, Larry?
I'm on the fence.
What if it's a reasonable price?
Do you have a review in a movie to pick?
$39.99.
It's not going to be that much. It's gonna be-
life size.
No, it's
30
that's-
looks
No.
look. I can't tell you how we did it.
$3,099.
Matt. There's no way it'll be that cheap.
Ron Popeil.
Talkie Tina was like
I-
over $125.
I found a
And she
factory in
doesn't-
Vietnam that made the right offer. $39.99, tax included.
Well, that means more people will buy it and won't be as rare then. So
Only 10 were made.
So many rules.
Ooh.
The factory burnt down.
And you had number one. You get number one out of 10.
I don't need number one.
Somehow got them a box, a large crate was dropped off in front of my house. I called you. I go, listen, Larry, $39.99.
Okay, I'm sold. Sure, I'd get
Thank
one.
Who did the makeup for It's Alive?
Was that? That wasn't Rick Baker, was it?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I thought it was
a
Rick
baby.
Baker,
Yeah.
There you
yeah.
go. All right.
Yeah.
Why don't we give him a
I shouldn't
call?
doubt myself. I got to believe in myself more.
Do you have a
Here we
movie?
go. I'm going to do it. Flippity floopy, flippity flop. Flip, flip, floopy, flippity flop. POV.
POV?
Oh, point of
It
view.
says. Is this a movie? Or is this?
It's a
No,
stage
it's
direction.
Willard.
Oh, okay.
POV is
from the
part of
POV
that. This
of-
guy writes this thing where it's like POV is part of the whatever.
What?
Anyway.
Okay, Willard,
Wait,
what?
Willard. What? We all know Willard.
Yeah. I like that
Okay.
one.
You don't
Go
want
ahead. No, go ahead. No. For there are.
Willard. Willard.
No, see, now people are gonna think it's an animal that lives in the sea.
Rats.
No, what-
Willard,
Willard.
1971, Bruce Davison in the title role as Willard Stiles. You got Sandra Locke, who later ended up marrying Clint Eastwood.
No.
Or no, he didn't
No,
marry her.
he
They
didn't
were
marry her.
common law, right?
Yeah, well,
sort of. There was a problem.
there
There
was-
was a,
yeah.
like a
Oh,
lawsuit,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He put her
because
in movies.
He did put her
Yeah.
in movies.
Yeah.
she actually had an affair with somebody else at the same time. And that
was the end of her meal ticket.
Well, yeah.
No
was
more
the-
starring roles for you.
Yeah, no
Sandra.
no Rat Boy 2.
Yeah.
You also got the great Elsa Lanchester.
Oh.
And of course, Ernest
Ernest
Borgnine,
Borgnine.
Who
as
later-
one, of the,
Oh, yeah.
one of the greatest screen heavies ever.
Who later married Clint Eastwood?
No.
And why wouldn't you?
No.
But
And then cheated on him
with Tim
during the
Conway.
filming of the Poseidon Adventure.
Okay, now this
Red
is
buttons.
okay. None of that is true.
But to me,
You
this
don't
was,
know that.
this was a favorite movie of mine
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
And I used to
sure.
scare my sister by pretending I was Willard. And I'd just go, I'd come up behind her and go, tear him up!
And the thing about the movie, like watching it more recently now, it's more like a character study.
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
as much a horror film. The rats attacking are like there's not.
Wait a
I mean,
minute. So
it's
Deliverance is a horror movie. Willard is not.
No, it is, but it's just more a dark character.
But it's
study.
weird,
It
is
is.
it? Like in the beginning, you feel for Willard because
Right.
he's this
Yeah, right,
he's
downtrodden
put upon,
guy. He's put
yeah,
upon
he's
by his
lonely.
boss
Yeah.
Right.
and his mother.
Yeah.
And then, through making friends with all these rats, he
Right.
somehow finds himself.
Right.
Yeah.
And
There's
his
this great
self-esteem.
catharsis
And
at
he's
the
so-
end where-
David-
But then he
is so
becomes
good.
then there's a turn with him
Right,
where
right.
he becomes the villain.
Yeah.
And that's the part that kind of breaks my heart because
Yeah.
it's like all these rats were on your
His side,
They were
yeah.
helping
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And then you start feeling sorry for the rats when he
Oh,
turns
when
against them.
absolutely.
Socrates and Socrates is. Yeah.
Well, let's not
Well, we
give
don't
them
want to
a-
give
bad.
anything away, but
I
yeah.
know, but it is.
But if
is.
anything-
It's heart-wrenching in a lot of places.
Yeah.
It teaches a lesson in loyalty.
True.
And that's
Well put, Larry.
that is my big thing. And that sequence that you're talking about really bugs me because it's like
I can't even watch it.
No,
it's
hard.
like when you have people
it's
help
awful.
you out. I mean, there has to be some kind of loyalty.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna turn over on them.
No,
and
no.
and like you, Matt, I felt the exact same way watching that film. And it is a I'm sorry, it
and
is
you
a
saw
great
it
film.
coming a little bit because there's two main rats. There's
Right.
Ben, who later on
Made his
is
own
in the
film.
Started his own
horrible
movie.
sequel.
Great song.
Horrible.
I would defend that sequel.
song.
Horrible.
I like the sequel.
What about the song?
Horrible.
You like the song?
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Ah, come on. You gotta like the song. Yeah,
I like the
a good
song.
song.
I like the song.
And the two of us need look no more.
We are sued by the Michael Jackson estate.
Yeah, okay, let's
And
just move
you
on.
talk about posters. Great poster.
Yeah, great poster.
Awesome
Yeah,
poster.
but
Well,
the
Willard and
sequel's
Ben
more
both
for
have good
kids.
posters.
Willard
The
is
sequel's
better.
because it
They're the
has
same
a
poster
kid.
almost.
Yeah.
It's a totally
protagonist.
different kind of story.
Yeah.
But no,
totally.
but there are two main rats. There's Ben and there's Socrates.
Right.
Socrates is the white, cute rat.
Yes, who
And
lo-
then
who doesn't
Ben
love that
looks
rat?
like every other rat.
Right, right.
And
little shifty.
but smart
He's smart but
and
shifty.
loyal.
Yes,
and
he is
all
loyal.
he wants is love from Willard as well.
Right, right.
But he doesn't get it.
Right.
And I remember watching that going, no, you should be nice to Ben too.
That's right.
Right.
No, Matt, I felt the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's good. It's a good film. And now I have never seen the remake with Crispin Glover.
I saw
I
it.
did.
Is it any good?
Because he's Crispin Glover. I mean, you can never really side with him.
He's not.
Yeah, you're
right,
not. You're never
right,
like
right.
pulling for Crispin Glover.
See, and that's the thing that bugs me. It's like, oh, be creepy through the whole thing. It's like, no, that's
No.
not what this
Because
film is
Davison's
about.
great in Willard.
Because
You
he's
so
feel for
vulnerable.
him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that why you
He's
hate The
tr-
Shining?
That's another topic for another day. But I really feel for this guy,
Yeah.
and he's terrific.
Yeah, he really is.
He's so good. He's such a great actor.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one.
Nice.
All right, Ken, you want to try
I
this
have
again?
to make a movie now? Okay. Where's my book?
Where? Oh, you, John Stanley.
Or did you want to pick another book?
No.
No.
Whoa.
He's the guest.
You know, eventually, I would love to get John Stanley on the show because you know I am a huge Creature Features fan. You know, I grew up watching him for years. I've met him several times at shows. I had him autograph all the books. You know, so I'm like a dedicated.
him.
Yeah,
we really actually should
Have
be
you
on.
spoken to him at all about it?
I have not in a while, not some time.
Did you ever?
I've talked to him not about our show. This is like
Oh,
pre-Monster
I dare
Party.
to ask him to come on the show.
I'm going to ask
Where
him.
does he? Does he live in
Northern
the Bay
California,
Area?
yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
road trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it at his house.
All right. What do you got?
Well, I
Spilled
don't know about
something on his soundboard.
Is that code?
All right. What do you got?
The Invisible Woman, 1940.
Hey, were we
Isn't
just
it
talking
amazing?
about
I
that?
just brought that up in our last episode.
I've never seen this movie.
Or one of our. Yeah, it's a Universal.
Comedy.
Yeah, it's a Universal comedy. Before
What the hell?
Before Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, they did a comedy version of their Invisible Man franchise.
John Barrymore, appearing in one of his last roles, invents a machine that renders fashion model Virginia Bruce invisible.
It's
All right.
wacky.
Okay, read it out loud.
Yeah.
Visible.
Amen.
Fashion model.
The usual cliched invisible sight gags without any new twists. Worth watching, though, for its cast. Shemp Howard.
Exactly.
Shemp
Come on.
fucking
That's fantastic.
Howard.
That's all you need to know.
John Howard, is that one of the Howards, or is that a different Howard?
I don't know, but it's not.
Is he like the Zeppo?
Margaret Hamilton's in it. So
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's a short running time. It's a trifle little film, but it's cute.
Oscar
It's
Homolka.
trifle.
I always love that name.
Yeah, it's good. There we go.
All right.
Check it out.
Invisible Woman.
All right.
Thank you, Ken.
I'll see it, but I won't see her because she's in Stroke.
Oh.
All right. I'm going to go with the Werewolf Guide and hopefully get an actual werewolf.
I don't.
Werewolf.
Ready? Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Flipping. Oh, I didn't get an actual movie. Hold on. Flipping again.
That's how great that
Comments.
book is.
Riders of the Skulls.
Whoa.
Riders of the
Oh my God, that movie's
Riders
great.
of the Skull. Mexican film,
Yeah, I love it. You see skulls, you
1965.
guys ride on them.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like this was
Not to be confused with Skull Riders.
Looks like this maybe was a TV show. It says in 3 episodes, a masked cowboy hero battles a werewolf, a vampire, and a headless horseman. That's all it says.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
I'm
Whatever,
guessing-
whatever that
like
was, who
Mexican-
cares? Just that's the pitch for a new thing.
Yeah,
That's a good- I
Mexican
love that.
Western Night Stalker.
Yeah, I love
Yeah, I
the title,
love that
Riders of
idea.
the Skulls.
That is the greatest
Original
idea
title,
ever.
El Charro de las
El Charro.
Calaveras. So there you go.
I think choro means diarrhea.
Does it?
No, Charo doesn't mean that.
Chorro.
No, this is
Oh, I thought you meant
Charo.
Charo.
Not charo.
Like-
charo means Gucci Gucci.
Yeah.
Coochie Coochie. Is it Gucci
Charo
Gucci or
means
Coochie
happy.
Coochie?
Gucci Gucci.
Gucci
Not
Gucci.
Gucci Gucci.
Gucci Gucci.
Macha chucha.
All right, there you go. Riders of the Skulls. No,
All
none
right,
of us
Riders
have
of the
seen
Skulls.
that.
All right,
Check
Sean.
it out.
Wow.
Now I'm gonna.
You really sold that one.
I really want to see that.
That's all it says about it. I'm guessing that
Western
the
monster
author actually
thing.
didn't see that movie.
No,
either.
no,
He
I
just
don't
like
think so.
found
Well-
it in a reference
Oh, yeah.
book.
Well, you did the Werewolf Guide. I'm going to do the Frankenstein scrapbook.
Hasn't
Okay.
been cracked tonight, I don't think.
Well,
No,
Yeah, he did.
Somebody did. I did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh, that's right. Evil
Yeah, you
Frankenstein.
forget everything that I
I know. I'm still thinking about the soundboard.
okay. Again, I'm not familiar with this one. Maybe you guys know. From 1957, the UK, The Man Without a Body.
Yes.
When aging tycoon Carl Broussard seeks a cure for a brain tumor he has developed, he steals the head of Nostradamus. Oh,
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
From its
Wait, wait,
crypt,
whoa, whoa,
no,
whoa,
from its
what?
crypt
I
in
think this
France.
is a National Enquirer article.
However,
Yeah, it's that
Dr.
ridiculous.
Philip Merritt and Gene Kramer end up transplanting the seer's reanimated head onto the body of dying laboratory assistant Lou Walderhouse. Oh my
It's
gosh!
basically a UK version of The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
Yeah.
Well,
But even more ridiculous.
well, it's funny because the next
I
line.
kind of want to see it.
Part of me
Yeah,
wants to
it's
see
pretty fun.
this, Matt, but the next line is, as silly as it sounds, it was co-directed by Billy Wilder's less talented brother. Oh!
Skip Wilder?
And that's the new Coen Brothers movie.
No. But I
How
have
many
to-
neck bolts does it have?
It's funny because it actually sounds intriguing to me. I'm like,
Yes,
oh,
it
the
does.
head of Nostradamus? Really?
It's
wow.
just a fake like rubber head on a table, and it's
Oh, well, then no.
It's ridiculous. It's fun.
Keep
It's
making
ridiculous.
bad predictions.
It's ridiculous. But it's fun.
will be Hister. You know what I saw not too long ago? Because I was thinking of some of your suggestions, Sean.
Yeah.
Was The Frozen Dead.
Oh yeah,
That's a really scary
love that
brain
one.
in a pan.
Yeah,
or
that's
head
a good
in a
one.
pan.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a good head in a pan?
Yeah, come
I
on.
do. I do. I love
right,
them.
there you go.
Always.
All right, well,
Man
there it
Without a
is.
Body.
Man
I was going to
Without a
say that for our disembodied head episodes, but go ahead.
We do that.
You know,
yeah.
we could bring that up. We could bring
Yeah.
that up again,
We could,
Sean.
Yeah, we could.
All right, Psychotronic Video Guide.
All right, here we go, James.
There we go. What do we got? Phoenix the Warrior from 1987.
Is that like a
TV movie?
Could be. Kathleen Kinmont is the heroine who has to battle sexy post-nuke Amazon women with guns.
Cool.
It should be a TV show.
Only one male, James Emery, is left, and they try to restart the population with a sperm bank. With Persis Kambata as Cobalt,
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Peggy Sands, Roxanne Kemahan, and Sheila Howard.
So it's like a
1987.
post-apocalyptic
Sheila
kind of
Howard?
flick.
Any relation to Shem?
Stooges.
So
sounds
Catherine
like Kathleen
Kinmont,
Kinmont,
she gave
Stooge.
us a shout out.
Yeah.
Who?
From Bride of Reanimator.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Cool.
I want to see
Sounds
that.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Phoenix what?
Phoenix the Warrior, 1987.
I'm not
As
familiar
opposed
with
to
this
Phoenix
one.
the
No.
housekeeper.
Sounds like a Pat Benatar song.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, this time I am going to do, since I did the horror films of the 70s, I want to do the 80s.
Okay.
With lovely Kiefer.
Totally awesome.
Here we go.
Fever Fufferlin.
Yeah, and I'm going to do my my little flippity boopity bop boop boy.
What is that?
Are you in a Hanna-Barbera cartoon?
Yes, I am. Ooh, Halloween 2.
That's
Halloween
the
2.
wait. James, is that the one you do or don't like?
I do not like
You
it.
do not like, right.
I don't dislike it, but I don't
Yeah.
really like it.
Yeah, it's
I like it.
I
'Cause
think it's fine.
it's
it
a it's a slasher movie.
It helps.
It's a slasher movie.
I
Period.
expected more.
I know.
My
I know. You said
expectations
that
were
before.
higher.
Sure,
I-
everybody did. I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah.
I just felt like it just lost all the artistry of the first one.
Yeah.
And now, as
It's
you
a
said,
by the numbers.
it is just a regular slasher movie.
And I always do, especially now watching it again, I do feel that the twist about the relation between, I thought it was very clunky and very like,
It was McClunky.
yeah, it was. Like it wasn't necessary. I mean, they had to do something, different with it, but it,
yeah, it's
you know,
very
it was-
Empire
yeah.
Strikes Back.
yes. But still, I mean, there's still some cool kills in it. Jamie Lee Curtis, even though
Some
she
great
spends
nudity.
Yes. Jamie Lee Curtis does spend most of the time, like drowsy, wandering around in a hospital gown.
Yeah.
But still, it's not the best, but not bad.
What can you do?
Well-
Halloween was so great.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so
I like
hard.
how it kind of tells the rest of the story of the evening. So I feel that it
Sure,
completes
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. I look at it a little differently.
It would have been
like that.
interesting to see what John Carpenter would have done with it
Yes.
had he cared
Yes.
to do a sequel.
But he didn't want to do
Right.
the same movie. That's
No.
why we got Halloween 3.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
now I've come to appreciate.
Really?
So have I.
So,
Yeah.
Man, I don't
just
know.
Forget about Halloween.
Are you guys just?
Yeah, don't
Forget about
Forget about
Halloween. It's a whole different
yeah.
movie.
I,
Take
I,
the
under-
title off.
I understand
It's a
that it's
weird-
different,
movie.
but it's totally stupid
And
I-
ridiculous.
Yeah, I
in
still
a
enjoy it.
mystery science kind of way.
Kind of, sure.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it.
I'm not saying it's a classic great movie, but
Okay.
I enjoy it. I hated it originally.
Me too.
I
wasn't crazy
still,
about it the first time I saw it, yeah.
hate it.
But it's
Why?
become
Just 'cause
this
it's stupid?
now people love it's coming around it's
whole
come all the way
mass,
around
yeah.
now where people are like Halloween like just all this merchandise now for the film like it's become a big thing.
I'm fine with that, but I mean it is iconic. The three masks and the
Sure.
Masks are
Shamrock.
fantastic.
That's all.
And the
very
cast is
iconic.
great.
And
Aw,
again,
the
great
commercial.
nudity.
Yeah, I get
yes,
it.
yes.
Stacey
yeah, Tom
Nelson.
Atkins nude is great.
I've got his calendar.
But yeah, it's just kind of a weird, fun movie. that I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
Well, this has been great.
Yeah.
It has been great.
The thing that I love is every time we do this, I think to myself, oh man, I've seen all these movies, or at least Sean has seen all these movies. But we picked some that I am not
And
familiar
every
with.
time we do it, there's
I
like,
gotta see this Dracula.
And
yeah.
no, but I've
Psycho. I
And the
mean,
Psycho.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
Check that
it
out.
sounds amazing.
No, but I've circled some. That's
Stanley likes it.
people may chastise, say, "Oh, sounds like it's kind of silly." Guys, the great thing about this is if we who've seen so many movies,
exactly.
go into
Books
these
that
books
we've had for years. We still go through it and
Yes.
find stuff we've never.
Oh my
seen
gosh,
or
I've never
heard about.
seen that.
I wonder if anybody has seen Berserkers or Phoenix the Warrior.
True. Yeah.
Anyone listening?
Yeah. If you
I
have.
doubt it.
Right in.
And
Yeah.
I also find that when we bring up a movie that we have seen, we usually end up discussing something that we haven't discussed before.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
As I almost knocked over my glass once again.
Second time.
Well, in light of that, what do you say we do a lightning round, huh? We'll
Let's
just do
do
like
that.
a quick.
All right,
let's
Cam,
do a quick one.
Last one, Cam.
So,
Make it
yeah.
a good
From
one.
John Stanley this time.
All
Or
right.
should I?
Okay, here we go.
Go.
Tales from the Crypt,
Tales from the
Fantastic.
Crypt. Wait, what year?
1972.
Oh,
One of my favorite movies
Absolutely
of
great.
all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's several great short horror stories, based on EC Comics.
They all
Right.
work.
All
Great
all great.
cast.
The wraparound works. Everything works. Everybody's great in it.
Great poster.
Everything's great poster. Arthur Grimsdyke is one of my favorite makeups and
Roy Ashton makeup.
And Ken, just for the listeners, describe the poster because it's so awesome.
it's a skull with a spider web
Real
and an
close,
eye.
real close up of a skull.
Yeah,
Just
it's very,
a
and a very
whole
sharp,
eyeball.
sharp picture.
Yeah.
and it's
really
there.
cool.
It was also used as the cover of one of the famous Monster magazine covers, and it is
a
like
classic.
it is a great
poster.
looking
I have a
one.
T-shirt with that design because I love that movie so much. I have
Yeah.
a T-shirt with that design, a Famous Monsters T-shirt. I have a hoodie and I have a backup hoodie because I love it so much.
Wow.
Matt, I love you. That is awesome.
I have an Arthur
good.
Grimsdyke shirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I have the distinctive dummies
the figure-
Oh,
figure
yeah.
Holding
See,
the
man,
heart.
that's fantastic.
holding the heart. It's
so great.
I mean, that movie I think is underrated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Was
think
it,
enough
it was the
people know
first,
about it.
right?
Yeah,
It was the
people don't see
first
it.
of the portmanteau
Well,
kind of.
And it's
Dead,
the
Dead of Night
Dr.
wasn't.
Or well, no, but I mean of the seven
Of the
60s,
Amicus
70s.
ones.
Dr.
Oh, God,
Terror,
yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Terror's House of Horrors, I think was first,
Asylum?
right?
Wait, where did Torture Garden come
That
in?
came.
Was
not,
that another?
Not too soon after.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. All those.
Theater of
I mean,
Blood and
Oh,
well,
I love-
Theater of Blood is a
No, you're thinking of the House that dripped blood.
House
yeah.
that Drip Blood. Yeah,
Sorry.
Yep.
but that is the best one. I do like Vault of Horror.
Yeah.
but it's a little cheesier.
A little bit easier. Yeah.
No, this one's
Really pitch
nails it.
perfect.
Yeah, no,
it
it's
really
great.
nails it.
Okay,
Really great stories.
Basically a creep show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
is our lightning round. So, Sean,
Yeah. Oh,
your
sorry,
turn. Hey.
Okay, I'm going to the Frankenstein scrapbook. Here I go.
All right.
Here I go. Here I go.
Frankenstein did something.
Dr. Terror's House of Horrors.
Man,
No,
Wow, it's
okay,
like we're connected.
Now, this I already disagree though with this review.
No.
Inept.
fuck off.
Five-part horror
I've heard
anthology shot on cardboard sets and
Jesus.
featuring the same small group of performers plus clips from EIP's
Who's
horror.
this guy, John Stanley?
Yeah, I don't agree with this
I
at
love
all.
John Stanley now.
I don't agree with that review at all.
dick.
No.
It's a great film. You've got. Oh, hold on.
Wait a minute.
everybody.
Wait. Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay, in my excitement, I thought this was Dr. Terror's House
my
of
God.
Horrors. This is Dr. Terror's Gallery of Horrors, which I have also seen,
hell
and
is
which
that?
is a bad movie that tried to capitalize on the
Oh,
success
take it all
of
back.
the Amicus film.
Okay.
This is an inept 5-part horror anthology
Okay,
film,
all
shot
right.
on cardboard sets and featuring some. It has Lon Chaney Jr., John Carradine,
really?
other people that you've never heard of.
people.
And
Various and
it is
sundry
truly
humans.
dreadful. It's almost like each story is like practically just one set, super low budget, very talky, very little action. And
I don't like it.
But they did exactly what they were trying to do with theater goers at the time by calling it very similar
Oh, yeah.
to Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. This is Dr.
yeah.
Terror's Gallery of Horrors. So there you go.
It's like that
not-
company at Blockbuster. It was at Asylum Films.
Yeah, Silent Film. Right.
Just rip-off
Transmuters or
Was that one that you would always talk about? That had all the
slightly different
different
movies.
titles.
Yeah, the Asylum.
The Mockbusters.
Yeah, right. Mockbusters.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what this is. It's kind of like trying to ride on the popularity of that better film.
I hate
So
it.
there you go.
I hate that movie.
Yeah, I still have it on DVD though.
Wow.
Blu-ray.
All right.
Well, I'm going back to the John Stanley's Revenge of the Creature
Go,
Features
man,
movie
go.
guide, and I'm opening up at
He's gonna love it.
Oh,
Ooh.
Mysterious Island. No. It's Mysterious Island of Captain Nemo from 1973.
Oh,
French-Spanish production.
this is what we I think we referenced on when we had
Courtney Joyner.
Courtney Joyner.
Trailblazers, sci-fi trailblazers.
An adaptation of Jules Verne themes is
Yeah.
is sorely lacking in imagination and exciting effects.
He's back.
Too noisy.
Omar Sharif,
one.
who I love, Omar Sharif portrays the Nautilus sailing captain, but is a portrayal inferior to James Mason in Disney's 1954
Who are you
20,000
doing just
Leagues
now?
I think he just suddenly got drunk.
I was doing my James Mason.
I thought you were having a stroke.
Now, Sean, have you
I've not seen this
with
one.
the Omar
No.
Sharif?
No, I've not seen this one.
Okay, maybe you guys can let me talk now.
Only if you do it like James Mason.
No, I have not seen this one with Omar
Has
Sharif.
any of us seen this one?
No.
I have a
Okay.
trailer for it.
Really?
On 16.
Really? Wow.
But I will say this: of all the reviews that John Stanley has done, I am leaning towards not seeing this one.
Chances are he's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
on this
There you
one.
go.
Thank you, John Stanley. I appreciate the mysterious island of Captain Nemo with
I mean, if
Omar
you got
Sharif.
Omar Sharif. It can't be that.
Yeah.
Well,
bad,
Omar
right?
Sharif is great, but you know, I
It's
mean,
the movie. It
He was
depends on the
great in
movie. Yeah.
Top Secret. Remember that?
What was that other movie that
Souvenirs? Priority gifts?
what was it, Lawrence of somebody?
Lawrence of Arabia. He was great in that.
Lawrence of Flatbush.
Oh my God, James, can you
James,
take a book?
take us out with a bang.
Yes,
Come
all
on.
right.
Yeah, hey, I still have a go.
Oh yeah.
No.
Jesus Christ! You know, you fry one soundboard.
I'll take the psychotronic. Thank you.
Oh God.
Thank you.
All right. Here
All
we go.
right, here we go. What's it going to be? Goddess of Love.
Hey.
I'll see it.
1988. Vanna
My turn.
White.
Vanna White.
What?
I remember
Oh,
this
you know,
now.
Is this
you,
a TV
you remember?
movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a TV movie.
Read on.
Macduff.
For those of you who have forgotten, became a celebrity by turning letters on Wheel of Fortune.
I know who she is.
She's still doing it.
Yes,
She is?
97
Are you
and she's still
serious?
doing
Yeah.
it.
She's not 97.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's Jan in the Pan now.
79.
Oh my God.
She had been in early 80s movies like Graduation Day, Looker, and Gypsy Angels.
She's a
I love all those movies.
She stars in this fantasy TV movie as Venus. David Naughton falls for her. The cast includes John Rhys
I'm a
Davies
pepper.
as Zeus,
Oh my
Amanda
God.
Bierce, Betsy Palmer,
What?
Sid Haig,
What?
and
Sid
Little
Haig.
Richard.
Oh my God. I have to see this now.
By
Goddess
the way,
of
I just
Love?
saw Sid Haig on the Lucy Show.
He was in everything.
Yeah, he was
I'm,
the
I'm,
mummy
I'm,
on the
I'm
Lucy
telling
Show.
you, he was everywhere.
There's this cable channel called Comet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It showed Bloodbath, also known as Track of the Vampire.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
great in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Goddess of Love, so
over the
TV movie.
I want to
Okay.
see this now.
Now I have to see it.
No,
It sounds like Xanadu a little bit because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, Olivia
Which had
Newton-John,
great-
Zeus's daughter.
Great music.
Yeah. So
I wonder what God Little Richard plays. Legato. Woo!
Okay, so that's our show, right? We're done. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to go, Matt.
All right,
Sorry.
Matt, bring it home.
Oh, wait.
Let's get a good review here.
enjoy
Let's
it all.
get a
Yeah,
good
juicy.
one.
Where's the one that was the video guide?
John Stanley's
Which?
here?
Who?
No.
This is
Did
it.
have
I got it.
something?
Here we
Okay,
go.
here we go.
The Phantom's Ultimate Video Guide. I
All
have
right.
not done this one
Oh.
yet.
Okay.
Has anybody?
And
Yeah,
I don't,
in the beginning.
Yeah. And Clive Barker says it's indispensable.
So there you go.
So there you go. So here we go. Berserker. Are you serious? I swear to God. Are you
And the wheel has come full circle.
Wait, was it a different?
That's our first film.
Wait a minute.
That's the first film we
Was
did.
it a different book that we found in the other one?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was. It was
Wait,
a different
wait,
book.
wait,
It was
who
a different
picked- was it
book.
me who picked that
No,
one?
it was
No, I
him.
picked it.
the
Was it
first
from
one.
that book?
It's the first one. No, it was a different book. It was a different
I don't
book.
know.
That's hilarious.
But
So
are you
wait,
gonna
wait,
read
what
odds
does
that I
he
would
say?
pick it
it was
again?
this book. I
What
think
does
it
he
was
say?
this book.
Well, is it the same one? Wow, we've truly
Okay,
we've truly
according to
come
this-
full circle.
according-
It says
This is
a
what it
local whatever.
Well, I'm sure it's going to describe it the same way, but
Not
let's see.
necessarily.
Let's
It was
make.
very specific.
According to this low-budget regional horror
Yeah,
berserkers,
same one.
yeah, it's the same one.
Same
Okay.
one.
Oh, all right. You got to
I'm gonna
pick
do
another
one.
one.
yeah, you have to do one more.
It's kind of weird that you picked these.
Psycho.
What are the odds?
Yeah, that's pretty
Slim.
crazy, actually.
Suspiria.
And that's a way to go out. That's a way to go
Wait,
out.
which version?
Yeah, no, that, this
1977.
book is,
Yeah, this is way before
Older
that abomination happened.
I never get tired of looking.
Well, can
watching
you
that
tell us?
movie.
Don't just read the title and that's it. There's some people out there that don't know what Suspiria is about.
Suspiria is about this dance academy, in Germany that is run by witches. And it's directed by the legendary Dario Argento.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the greatest horror films ever made. From a visual standpoint
Right.
alone, there are so many images in that film that will stick with you. There's a scene where, and Jessica Harper is the star, and there's a scene where, I believe it's her, where she's in a bedroom and you see these eyes outside the window. And it's such a simple, cheap effect,
Right.
but so scary. And it's just like these eyes just kind of just appear in the window. And anything outside a window for me, I'm a sucker for that every time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Salem's Lot, The Innocents has a great scene like that.
Oh, very scary. Yeah.
But I mean, Suspiria, if you haven't seen Suspiria, my God.
And I want to point out, it's the classic version,
This is not the remake.
and it's
no.
very colorful,
very colorful.
stylized. It's
And it's it has all the stuff that people love about Dario Argento
Yeah.
and what he does.
Yeah, the Goblin soundtrack.
The Goblin soundtrack, this is one that I don't think John Stanley would like because it's very loud. Yes. But it is terrific.
And that movie is a film to see, if you can see it on a big screen. But also, there's I think it's a Synapse releasing, put it out on Blu-ray, like 4K restoration Blu-ray, and
it just gets better
oh
and
my
better.
God, it is a visual feast. I mean, it's just amazing. It's a beautiful film. It's a beautiful film.
Perfect double feature with Berserkers.
There you go.
Well,
there we go. That's it.
Ken, thanks so much for joining us again
Yes, thank
happy
you.
to be here.
on our Mad Movie SmackDown Walks Among Us.
Very fun. Thank you for having me.
Always
Absolutely.
a pleasure. And I'm sure we introduced you to some movies that you'd like to
I'm gonna,
check out.
when you post the list, I'm going to copy it down.
I will post a list.
Yeah, because there's lots of stuff I haven't seen in there that I want to.
So, Ken, is there anything that you're working on? Something you want to let
What
our
do you wanna
listeners
plug?
know?
I've been doing a podcast for a few years now called Nerd Poker, where we play D&D with Brian Posehn and
Poker.
Blaine Capatch and other comedians.
All
and
our
it's-
friends.
Yeah, it's good fun.
It's Nerd Poker?
Nerd Poker, we're playing D&D.
Oh, so you're not actually playing poker.
No.
No,
D-
it's
It's you're playing.
we call D&D Nerd Poker because you sit around a table and play.
Oh,
It's
I thought
like poker for
But it's
nerds.
nerds.
I thought it was like you're playing actual poker and you're doing like little nerd jokes or something.
We're playing
but-
poker with dice.
Yes.
Andrew
Okay.
Dice Clay comes every
Okay.
week.
and do you
We
guys
have
wear?
to explain this.
Do you guys wear little like wizard hats and stuff? And
Well, Blaine likes
Or
to
big
wear
ones.
his elf ears occasionally,
Mm-hmm.
but not much dress up.
Do you
Just a little
get-
bit
do
of
you get-
character work, but
Do you get noisy?
oh my god, we get so noisy. We get totally noisy.
The person that runs the whole thing is the dungeon master,
Yes.
right? Because I've never played
Dan
this.
Telfer, yes.
Yeah. And it's always the same guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have special episodes where sometimes other people
Somebody will sit
come
in.
Yeah. We're
Okay.
doing Chris Tallman is going to be running our Star Wars episode.
ooh,
So we all play as Star Wars characters, but it's still D&D 5th edition.
Oh wow, cool.
And you can do that? That's allowed?
Someone has converted it. So like, a fan has done it by himself.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
you
cool.
can do anything you want.
so I can come in and
no
play,
rules
say I want to
anymore.
play Greedo.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. And you can say McClunky and die.
Well, there we go.
All right.
Well, Ken, thanks again.
Thanks, Ken.
I just
Thank
want
you,
to
Ken.
thank you.
We
and
love you.
Raise
Thank
our
you for
glass.
coming back.
Yeah.
Raise
Come
our
back
glasses
soon.
carefully.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Mad Movie SmackDown walks among us.
Time for listener shout out.
Shout out!
This goes back out to Brian Jennings from Narragansett, Rhode Island. Brian has heard his name called on the show before.
Brian Jennings.
We know who you are.
Bought Monster Party swag in the past.
We love that guy.
We do because Brian is a filmmaker
Cool.
Yeah.
and he
Did he make Berserker?
And why didn't he?
and Brian has volunteered when we finally get to making our long planned Monster Party movie that he
Yes.
will help us in every capacity.
All right. Awesome.
it's
We can
been-
use that.
Financing?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Brian's also got a band of his own called A Frenzy of Tongs,
A frenzy of tongs.
which gets its name from Dr. Terrible's House of Horribles.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this band already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of music are they? Do we know?
I do not know.
Okay, I have to
Is
look
it
'em
like-
up. Gotta find
But
him.
it's bitchin' music.
Is it like Matt's like punk music?
Music,
that rock and
rocking
roll.
with the kids and the
Kids in that
guitars.
rock and roll.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. So thanks, Brian. Thanks for your
Yes,
support.
absolutely.
Thanks for
Brian, you
listening.
got to send us a CD though.
Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Or is that what the, is
or
that
a
what these,
link or download.
Wait, is that what the kids are
Yeah,
doing?
just
these
send us a
days?
record.
That's a 45.
yeah.
Some,
Wait, the kids
hot
are-
wax.
Send us a download.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice going, Grandpa.
Right.
Okay. I would like to do a plug for a friend of the show, Chris Mancini.
Oh, Chris Mancini.
I love Chris Mancini. He's one of the hosts of the Comedy Film Nerds podcast.
That's right.
And he has a Kickstarter for a 160-page comedy action graphic novel called Rise of the Kung Fu Dragon Master.
Wow.
Huh? I mean, everything's in the title right there.
Right.
Yeah.
It features art by Fernando Pinto, and he's the artist who also worked with Chris on Long Ago and Far Away, which is his
which
other
I remember
graphic
that.
novel.
Discussed on the show, yeah.
And so here's the plot. Rick, a small-time crook in Los Angeles, becomes an unlikely hero in the mystical battle between good and evil, which has been fought since the days of ancient China. And Rick is an angry, unfocused Fight Club member who is barely equipped to deal with, well, anything. Fans of action and comedy who like Shang-Chi, Army of Darkness, Big Trouble in Little China, and even 80s buddy comedies should all find something to like here. It's 160 pages of epic fights, Chinese mythology, sinister villains, and mouthy heroes. We love mouthy heroes.
Is it noisy?
It's well, if they're mouthy,
Yeah.
if they're mouthy, they're going to be a little noisy. And
Cool.
check out this review from, I'm sure you know Mark Waid, James, comic book writer.
The name is familiar.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for playing our game. Thanks for going along with this. Couldn't just say yes. He's great.
Oh, yeah.
Rings a bell.
Oh,
Mark
my.
Wade, why didn't you say so? Yeah.
Mark Waid has worked on things like Daredevil, Kingdom Come, The Flash, Princess Leia, and Archie. And he says, Chris Mancini is a crazy, talented storyteller who is far more entertaining than anyone you know personally, even Cousin Chip, who I should really tell you keeps passing off Oscar Wilde's stories as his own. Don't you hate it when people do that?
Yeah.
Don't reward Chip for making it weird. Reward Chris for producing a great book. It's the right thing to do. So please do us a favor, do Chris a favor, check it all out on Kickstarter for more details and for pledge reward info. This Kickstarter ends Tuesday, December 10th, 2019 at 11:59 p.m. PST. So pledge today.
And let's remind our listeners you can find us on Facebook and YouTube at Monster Party TV. Our Twitter handle at Monster Party HQ. Instagram is also Monster Party HQ. Whatever platform you're listening to us on, please take a moment and write a review. We'd love to hear from you, and we will read it on the air.
We will?
We will.
I will.
Guaranteed?
I'm committed.
Has there been any review that we haven't read?
If there is, I apologize.
Wasn't there one that said I monopolized?
Now, we read that one too. We read those first.
Oh, okay. Well, I
It
hope.
wasn't that, there was a couple negative ones in the beginning that were like, hey, they're all talking over each other. And
but that's-
they don't
but
know
We
us,
never
so.
talk over each other.
No, but
No, we never do.
but
We never do, Larry.
But what
That's
I wanted
ridiculous.
okay,
They would say
okay,
that.
yes, very funny. Haha, we're all laughing here. No, but the point I wanted to make, I understand his criticisms were totally valid, but the show wasn't called Monster Interview. It's called Monster Party.
Larry, also, wasn't that review like years ago, literally?
I can't let go of it.
I know.
Well,
I've noticed.
Look,
So
I'm
if
sure
you
that-
think I hold a grudge for years, you're right.
yes,
Yes.
we
get it.
We do understand this point. However, look, I'm sure that there are people out there who have listened to our show and it may not be their cup of tea, and that's okay.
Sure.
It's all right because there are plenty of podcasts. Find the one you like, go with that.
Yeah, there's other tea out there. But I mean, our show
out there.
Well, you said
cup of tea.
not our cup of tea.
Oh, I cup of tea,
okay.
not cup
Yeah, I
of
thought
tea.
it was like some
Wow.
weird-
I thought he was going like,
Yeah.
it's like a
It's like
1920s
no,
parlor room.
no,
phrase.
you're trying
There's
a
other
different
tea.
cup of tea.
True.
It's not your cup
Yeah.
of tea. It's my
No,
cup
I
of
understand
tea.
it
Some
now.
like Earl Grey, some like something else.
Something,
Yeah.
less feisty.
Lemon.
Yeah.
Lemon tea. That's a
Yeah.
good tea.
Yeah,
No one's denying that lemon is a good tea.
true.
Please let this end.
All right.
On that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Strothe.
And I'm James Gonis.
Keep America strong!
Have your own mad movie SmackDown at home.
And watch Berserker!
How's that?
Test.
I can't hear my
Okay,
voice.
first of all, this
Yeah.
is how you came up to your mic.
Test.
Monster Party.
Oh my
Yes.
God,
Is
that
that
was
better?
hot.
Monster Party.
Level,
You hear me? I
level.
can't really hear myself.
I can't hear
can't.
myself either.
Still
Hold on.
don't sound that good.
Hello,
Hold on,
hello,
wait,
hello.
hold on. Everybody
Hello,
relax.
hello.
First of all,
Hello,
let's
hello.
take care of...
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Me.
You,
Hello.
Shawn
Hey,
Sheridan. Monster
how do you like that? It sounds good to me.
I can't hear myself because Ken is talking.
Kevin, otherwise known as Kevin.
I often get Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choose your Monster Party name.
That's the most common mistake.
True. Okay, I guess. Do I sound good?
Yeah,
Do I
Ken
s-
is a very difficult
Do you like that
name.
one?
Ken.
Do you like that level for
I
your...
understand.
Ken.
Yeah, I
the
can hear
boyfriend
myself.
of Barbie. That's difficult.
How dare you?
True.
See, you're peaking.
Don't I would be proud if I was named Ken. I go
He
yes.
has no genitalia.
What? Do you pull his pants off all the time? Is that what you?
Don't have to.
And yes.
I know it to be a fact.
Look,
Yeah.
look.
Sometimes
He's not little Joey Stivic.
every morning I go in there and I put my finger in Ken's pants just to see if anything grew during the night.
Right.
You know, there's a little bulge. I always think of it as it's like a
Is there?
leotard. It's like he's got a
Not really.
leotard. Yes.
Is
There's
there
a bulge.
There's not a bulge.
There is.
Now who's checking his grunt?
It's
Maybe
the-
you
it's-
gave him a bulge.
It's the same as the
Ken,
same as
don't
the Han
worry.
Solo
I understand.
figure. Okay. I'm gonna. This may freak you guys out. Do you guys remember?
No,
Maybe he just has a very
I'm already
pronounced
freaking
labia.
out.
you're not going to tell us that you have no genitalia, are you?
Just a bulge.
You know what? I knew it.
It's a fatty hump.
You know, Kate, because you know a lot about toys. You're like Mr. Toy Guy.
I am
Yes,
Mr. Toy Guy.
Guy, yeah.
Okay.
My nickname is Joffrey.
Okay, do you remember there was a big? This was back in the. I want to say maybe it was the late '70s, early '80s, and there was a controversy
Yeah.
over the Archie
I
Bunker.
already mentioned it. I
Joey
said he's
Stivic.
not Joey Stivic.
Yeah. That's it.
Hey man, get your
Way-
head,
way ahead of
get
you.
your head in the game.
Way ahead of you, Larry.
Okay, are we good with levels? I sound-
no,
I sound
for
good, right?
listeners who don't know.
Yeah, Joey Stivic was the baby on All in the Family.
Yeah, and what did they do with the
Right,
baby
right.
doll?
he had a peener.
He had a wiener.
Oh yeah.
A peener or
and
wiener.
see, oh,
A giant one,
and,
too.
And
was
what
huge.
they were
I
doing,
think it peaked, too.
and what they were doing is they were trying to make it more realistic for people like you who always complain about, oh, there's just a bulge, and people flipped out.
I'm
Hey,
not
was it-
complaining it doesn't have genitalia.
Was
I
it
just don't want to be
circumcised?
someone
Does anyone
with no
know if it was circumcised? Probably not, I'm assuming.
Don't.
Well, it was a newborn, so
I
probably
saw
not.
it at the time, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it was.
So with that caused so much
Because that should be a
controversy.
kit. That should be like a play kit.
But it's
The
like
Boyle kit.
what they did. What a toy company doesn't want to do is you don't want controversy around your toy. I
Right.
mean, you could say, well, it's really cool and it's hip now. Back then, that wasn't the thing. You don't want to.
Well,
make
I
your-
think they did want to.
No.
A little bit of
No.
I think they
controversy,
wanted
right?
to say this is a anatomically accurate
they were
doll.
they were
Yes.
trying to take an adult look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it did not go over well. Just like, do you remember the? It wasn't necessarily a Barbie doll, but it was the doll that had the baby inside that you could remove the little belly.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Abortia.
No. It was
Little abortia.
It was It was because what they wanted to do is show kids this is where babies come from,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
This is where they go. Provide your own
Came with
garbage
a
can.
dumpster and a toilet, and you could choose.
There should have been a basket case
Oh my God.
set,
A blouse.
where you could cut them off
Yeah.
and then fish them out of the dumpster.
Oh my God! And you know what, Matt? I just
Wear
had
it
a
to school, pick up your shirt.
I have a great idea. You need to call.
Start the show.
No, this will be quick. This will be really quick.
good.
Really quick. You need to give Martin Cage from Distinctive Dummies
Domestic
a call.
dummies. No, what is, that's like a Ray Bradbury kind of
like-
domestic robot.
A call. And what he could do is he could do a double pack figure with the guy and a little magnet contain the
I do
little
like that
guy.
idea. That is
and
a
so
good
you could
idea.
remove it just
Magnetic
because of a little
Belial.
magnet. Yes.
I love that.
What do you think?
I'm all for it.
Genius.
Let's do it.
Mr.
All right.
Toy here.
Go make it.
Senior toy.
Go get a 3D printer
Yeah.
True.
and
Yeah.
do it.
Do it. Why don't you do it?
All that's stopping you is the lack of a 3D printer.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
Come on, you're Mr. 3D printer. All right, let's
Mr.
start
Toy
this
Guy, not Mr.
stupid
3D printer
fucking
guy.
thing.
Hooray.
Can you guys hear me? Because I can't hear me.
You can't hear yourself at all.
If you can hear me, then
That's what it is. Like
Yeah.
I can hear you guys, but I
We-
can't.
no-
hear,
nobody can hear
maybe it's
themselves.
my headphones.
I can hear-
I can hear myself, and I
Hello,
sound
hello,
great.
test,
You guys come in really clear, but I can't hear
Yeah, I'm-
myself. other
Okay,
than-
well, that's fine then.
Have you-
as long as
maybe
you
it's
guys
just my
can hear me,
headphones.
Have you
then-
checked your
I
hearing
keep
lately?
trying out new headphones, and they all
Okay.
seem
You
to.
you probably just need to louder on your headphones.
Well, that's what I've just.
Hello,
I've,
hello.
Oh, wow.
Can you
hello.
hear? I've turned up the
Hello.
level
Okay.
on the headphones.
I can hear myself better, I guess. So we're good. As long as you guys can hear me, we're
Better, I guess.
I
is
can hear
great.
you.
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay, yeah. As long
You
as it's
can't hope for more than better, I guess.
better, I guess.
Again, I will have to somehow buy some new
No,
headphones.
it's fine.
Just to
Somehow.
I do have a lot of earwax, so it could be.
yeah.
Do you have constant earwax?
I do get earwax.
Yeah.
Lately, I've
It-
had one ear. It's like, yeah.
Where do you get your
What do you do?
earwax?
Do you save it?
Yeah, I make little figures.
Yeah. Little Marie Antoinette.
Do you ever do ear candling?
Oh,
That bullshit.
No, I've heard
you know
of that.
that's a total
Yeah,
fraud.
it's
right?
it's that it's a cone of paper
cone,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
in your ear, and
No.
you burn it, and it burns.
It's supposed
down
to
your ear.
suck the-
And then there's a bunch of wax at the bottom
no.
because the paper is full of wax.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
It is
That's
stupid.
stupid.
Now, there's
Especially
like, there's
the
like, you know,
flame pulls
stuff
the
you put
axe
in.
from your ear.
Yeah.
Cool magic.
That's bullshit.
Well, you know what?
I'm angry at
Tonight's
earwax.
episode, earwax.
No, but I am glad that Ken sent us a set us straight with the whole earwax thing.
Me too.
knew
I was
you were-
going down a
I
bad
knew you were
road.
worried about it.
I was hanging with the wrong
I saw
crowd.
you rolling up cones of paper.
No. Okay. Let's start.
So this is a Mad
Wait.
Movie SmackDown.
The Mad
Walks
Movie.
Walks Among Us.
It should be the Mad.
It
the
should
Mad
be.
because it's
Okay.
the creature.
Creature.
Oh, okay.
See, that's
But was it the Revenge of the Mad Movie SmackDown last time?
no, but you don't
I think
need
it was.
Well,
The-
but then look at the creature. It's Revenge of the Creature, not the Revenge of the Creature.
No, I
No,
know.
but this is Walks
it
Among
wasn't
Us.
Revenge of Creature. It was Revenge of.
It had to have been the Mad Movie because it sounds weird. Revenge of Mad Movie SmackDown.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
That couldn't. We didn't do that, did
But
we?
I loved your idea. I thought it was brilliant.
It's good. How about
And when he said take out
Revenge.
the, and I'm like, no,
It's
don't
just
take
anything.
out.
It's,
yeah.
it's what he
That
does.
was crazy.
It's
I was-
everything he does.
I was
just
hopped
kinda,
up on earwax.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was talking about.
He had just coned and he was riding high. Okay.
All right.
Clunky.
Wait,
Let's do this.
so what's it called again? It's called the.
The
Colon.
Mad movie.
Mad
monster.
No, you don't have to go that slow.
Futura font.
Do you know about McClunky, right?
Clonky.
Oh yeah,
McClunky.
McClunky.
So fucking Lucas, before he sold the rights.
Wait, George Lucas.
George Lucas.
Fucking Lucas. Before he sold the rights, not a fan.
To Star Wars?
To Star Wars, like in 2012, right around there.
yeah.
4 billion.
He made another change. I think it was when they were doing the 4K transfers, is my guess.
Okay.
To what, the original film?
To the original film.
The,
Okay.
the Greedo scene, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So they shoot sort of at the same time, but Han unslaps his blaster.
Unslaps his what?
Unsnaps his blaster.
Yeah.
Greedo just says McClunky, and then gets shot.
There's like no logic.
There's no subtitle for that one. Everything else he says is subtitled, but McClunky is his last word.
Talking about.
It's probably
I
like a bully
swear to
from
God.
grade school.
Is that
was
like
added?
Is he calling like Han Solo like a bad name? McClunky.
Well, I
No.
looked into it.
Like
Okay.
it's like
Oh,
a-
okay, here we go.
A Greedo sword.
Sabulbada.
Sabubada.
Sabulbada Boulevard?
Poutini.
Sebulba, at some point in the Phantom Menace, says McClunky, I think, is something like that, which means things will go bad for you, or this will go bad for you. And I guess Jabba says it at some time too. So he thought it'd be really cool to add that to the Greedo and Han scene.
So
McClunky.
McClunky. It's so you watch it, it's hilarious because it's. So
I think that
stupid.
there was a bully in grade school named McClunky.
Oh no, here comes
I'm going to
McClunky.
get you, Lucas.
So says McClunky.
Here's the thing that pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like okay,
Just one thing.
Just one thing. Yeah, right.
It's owned by someone else now.
Yeah.
And if I were those executives, I would go, not necessarily count the days. You know what? We own it. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to make original Star Wars.
Here's the problem. He didn't give him that.
It doesn't matter. It can be.
I guess they can go to the archive.
We can't use digital technology to make it go back to the original?
Well-
no.
But that would be removal of stuff. It's
No.
easier to just use the original.
Ken, there are fans out there who've created
Oh yeah,
it.
I know, but they did it from original
Disney,
prints.
you
So
think
Dis-
Disney doesn't have the rights to
I don't-
the
I have no
original-
idea.
No, of course
I
they
don't
do.
know.
Of course they do. They
I-
do have
I
the
assume they
rights.
do, but-
they do. They can do anything. They can put Greedo in a diaper if they wanted to.
What? Oh, keep talking.
Wouldn't I like to see that?
He goes, McClunky.
But what the
Human
US
Greedo-pede.
There's a
People
chat
don't-
room that I belong to.
But there's something that most people don't know about Greedo is that he has no genitalia.
Yeah, unless you rub it.
Yeah,
Rhodians
then
and
he goes, clunky.
McClunky.
McClunky.
Can we get started here?
We should get started. McClunky.
Take a McClunky off the face.
Oh, McClunky.
All right.
So you're no Otini anymore. Now it's McClunky.
That's one of the first words in The Mandalorian is achuta.
No, it's how rude. Chucha.
It's in there.
I love it.
And somebody else says it's not there.
But who doesn't love
Utini's great. That's and the second episode of Mandalorian is great because of Utini. Wow. You'll see.
Ready?
Hey, let's do a podcast, you guys.
Let's start it. Okay.
Greetings, everyone. And welcome to another especially.
Turn upside down.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's a weird sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
I wish we had that. I wish we had that film though.
Yeah, unplug it.
It was.
Ken, you're great. You're
I
great.
do what I
I
can.
love you, Ken.
You're great, Larry. I love you too.
I
Love you, man. But I'm
love
serious,
you.
Larry. There has to. I mean, some point, even like if you're over at Gina and I's or wherever we're, you have to try some pot.
the only way I'm going to do anything like that is I have to be in a safe environment where I can spend the night.
Look, man, if you want to
Sure,
be cool,
or-
if you want to be in
No,
a club,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't
Yeah.
work. That doesn't. You know why? Because it's like, I'm cool in my own little world. I've got my cool monsters and stuff. You can be, and let me tell you something.
Yeah.
There was in college, in my first year in college, I had a guy who really he was a really cool guy, and he's beard, kind of a hippie guy, and we had this class together, and he thought I was funny and stuff, and then it was like a couple weeks, and he says to me, "Hey, Lair, do you do pot?" And I go, "No, man.
You do
I-
pot.
Yeah, yeah." And
He
I go,
didn't
"No."
say that.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He said something
you take
equivalent.
marijuana?
Yeah.
And I said, "No,
Do you
I
partake of the
don't do.
cannabis?
I don't do that."
Do you
kind of
do the
thing.
wacky tobacco?
want to blow some boo.
And I don't remember exactly I think he said something along those lines, and I said, "No, man, I don't do that kind of
Do
thing."
you want to take a trip to Cannabis Junction?
Because my attitude was this, Ken.
Yeah.
While you guys are spending your money on your reefer and stuff, I mean,
What? Why is your voice?
spent a dime on-
I'm
Did you
just
notice his
no,
voice sound like it became Mr. Haney?
I'm spending my money on something tangible like those toys that I can actually have on a shelf. So my money didn't go up in smoke. It's on a shelf in a box or something
Hey,
like
it's
that.
cannabis.
You know what? The symbolism all the way through that story is so great. My joy is in a box in the
You know what?
basement.
I imagine do your toys help you relax?
Yeah.
No, they do not. No,
You're
they
right, you're
do not. They make you
maybe-
more
If
tense
anything, they
than
keep you up at
anything.
night.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had maybe a little edible, you would enjoy your
Yeah.
toys more.
Yeah.
You
No,
look at
'cause
your,
it-
Or enjoy them in a new
I
way.
had this-
your
no-
trampled
no.
creature Pez dispenser would
Oh.
look at you and go, "Hey, man, it's cool."
Yeah.
Did we
Larry-
talk about that?
Yes, we did.
Larry,
Let's go on with the
it's-
show.
It's cannabis, not can't-abyss.
Oh,
Yeah.
On
Nice.
that note,
Nice.
marijuana.
Time for timer. Marijuana. Wow, this is like my favorite episode of Zoom.
and you haven't recorded any of it.
I have.
Oh,
It's all recording now. So here's what's going to happen, guys. We're going to do this, and if something unforeseen that I don't know has happened with this,
Yeah.
I'm going to apologize in advance.
Well, here's the
problem.
thing: of all the type of topics we're doing, if this one for some reason doesn't work, we
It's
can
okay.
Just do it again.
Yes,
It's
we
okay.
can. Okay.
Easy.
Okay. Good.
We'll invite our guest back.
Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
he's right.
But
I
I think
we'll
this is
invite
going to
Ken
work.
back.
I live 4 minutes away.
So there you
Nice,
go.
Good.
You're the best, Ken.
And James,
yes.
speak.
Hello. Test,
Okay.
Test.
Everybody speak.
Hi.
Larry?
My
Larry?
name is Ken.
Hi.
That's
I'm,
good.
I'm,
Test. Shawn Sheridan.
I'm
Monster
Larry-
Party. Hey.
I think this is all right.
Pee pee poo poo
I-
pee pee.
I'm
Yeah.
Larry Stroth.
And
Trying to be
move
professional.
your drink a little bit. Just kidding.
No, not by the books.
No, it's fine.
And then I
Books will
spill
short
water,
out.
and then they burst into flames.
They're space books.
Get the rice.
Space.
Hopefully, this is something I can't run.
Okay, this is called The Mad Movie SmackDown Walks Among Us.
Correct.
Okay, let's try it.
I have it written down.
And I've even got this is now one that's got the AC adapter, so I don't have to worry about batteries.
so it's air
cool.
conditioning.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's got some AC going.
Air cool.
Keeps your ears cool.
Okay,
Do it.
here we go. I'm afraid to.
And Ken, like always, we're going to take some photos, you know.
Okay,
Nude photos.
No nude photos.
all nude photos. Okay,
Okay.
here we go. I'm gonna wait for that plane because maybe
good
this
timing.
recording is so good. It's gonna pick up the plane now.
Plane
There's
miles
always
away.
a problem. Hold it up, lad. All right.
By the
Bring
way,
her in soft. I
You
don't
know
what
what?
that means.
If you could suggest another cool chicken McNugget dip would be like a jalapeno dip.
If I could suggest.
Do you think he still has like a hotline to the John C. McDonald?
I walk into McDonald's and they go, "Oh, it's a chicken." I wonder if he has any ideas for new sauces.
Everyone, please show Mr. Daly to his chair.
So you're saying jalapeno ranch?
Yeah.
Nope.
I know.
Matt vetoed it, so it's over.
But you're
I
not
have
Mr.
spoken.
McDonald.
What? I am Mr. McDonald's. Because I love McDonald's.
Right there, we can walk.
Do you have the McDonald Land action figures?
No, I don't.
What was that?
I don't have those.
Do you have the play set with the train?
No, I don't.
What was that?
I know. I always wanted the Grimace. I always wanted the.
Got one.
Do you have
Got
any
the
of the
new
chicken
one
McNuggets?
and the old one.
I know.
Do you have any of the chicken McNugget toys?
Well,
What are they
no,
told?
No.
They're like
No.
little chicken
The
McNuggets.
answer is
no,
no.
I know what they are, Ken. I'm not an idiot.
He was asking. I'm not
I didn't
telling
know.
you.
I didn't know.
Sean's an idiot.
Clearly.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I just want to say sometimes you have to draw a line.
Okay, why?
Chicken McNugget toys, really? Really?
They were wearing Halloween costumes. There's like a Frankenstein, a Dracula.
Oh, really?
And one's like almost like a transgender thing where like yeah,
Transgender
it's like
McNugget.
half of it is wearing like high heels and the other one remember?
Wow.
Way ahead of their time. Okay. Here we go. God willing.
Do you see when the hand goes up? That means stop.
What time is it, by the way?
Yeah, I want to.
It's
Should we just do
11.
one more round? and then-
Because just to let you guys know, we've done 30 movies.
How long have we been going?
We have
We
been
are- we're an hour 45.
An hour. Well, I have like an hour 40.
That's respectable.
No, it's fine.
so let's do one more round and then wrap her up.
We
Can
just- because we started with Ken, so this will be our
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Okay.
give my.
So I
Say
should.
that. Say, like,
Do you want to?
Somebody want to say, okay, let's do one
Do,
more.
why don't you say that?
Yeah.
Because you like to do that, right?
Yes.
I'll say it.
no, I
say it.
I was gonna say I like to say this is my
Larry,
this has
don't
been
say
great
it, whatever you do.
You're upset because we're giving you your way.
because everyone's talking. It's like guys, I know.
It's a podcast. We have to talk.
It doesn't seem bad upset.
I love you, Sean. Love you, Sean. Okay, are we ready?
All right. Unless you want to have another
Say that
tantrum.
thing you say, Larry.
Yeah.
Do you call them tantrums?
What else could they be called?
Tantric tantrums.
They're not tantrums. They're
Conniptions?
Outbursts.
well.
What is a conniption?
All right.
It's what
Passing-
Larry does.
A passing storm.
I had it on pause. It is now recording.
I don't want to make anyone's job more difficult than it already is.
Then stay home. See what I did? Oh.
That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm
I
laughing.
thought you would enjoy it. On that note,
McCrunkle.
have. Yeah, I mean,
But wait, but that stuff
It's
that
not
doesn't
till
make any
after.
sense
No.
until afterwards. So we should do Berserker.
Berserker.
Some like, hey, Matt, just for fun, flip through this book one more time. Pick one more. It's Berserker again. Something like that.
is that too long to go for a?
Yeah, it is. Well, what should we do?
But I like how we like shoot. You know, it's like, look, not everything we shoot is going to make it into the basket.
Sure, of course.
So it's like,
there's no shame.
I want you to keep throwing out those ideas, Sean, because
whatever
God knows
bullshit nonsense.
No, I
you want to
shoot.
throw.
I shoot out
You
some
want to
ideas.
shit out. Whatever wet fart
Diarrhea
you want to
comes spewing out of my mouth.
Whatever juicy,
Oh my
soupy
God.
turd you leak from your
See,
anus.
When you do that, you know what you do when you do that? You make us not want. It's like, oh, that means every idea I do is a shitty one, so I don't
just
want to say.
yours.
Oh, just mine. So you don't want me. You know what? I'm gonna keep giving you those ideas.
You know what, Larry?
What?
For Christmas, you know what I'm making you? Some Velcro pants that I can put over your regular pants.
Oh. Will they be black satin?
They will be. If that's what you want, that's what you're getting.
Some black satin.
Okay.
Okay.
Drax and white satin.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a great line in the movie Rebecca about black satin and pearls.
Okay. Okay.